Welcome to the following presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.
Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by Chili's. We are set for kickoff. It's the SEC opener for number 9 Texas as the Horns are in Gainesville taking on Florida for the first time since World War II. And we've got a couple of quarterbacks very much in the spotlight today as DJ Lagway will get the ball first. And he'll have it at about the 17-yard line. Bob Wischusen alongside Louis Riddick. Chris Budden is with us as well. And Louis, both of these quarterbacks have some questions as now for Arch Manning, SEC play begins, and for DJ Lagway, he's just trying to get their season back on track.
Yeah, he just needs to find a rhythm right now. And look, early season, or rather early game success is something that Billy Napier, the head coach, said he wants to have for DJ Lagway, settle into a rhythm. Defensively, they're fine. Same thing for Arch Manning when he gets on the football field. Texas number 2 in the country, scoring defense. They know they can play D. They just want to get these quarterbacks feeling good here early, get them some early completions.
And Lagway to put it up on first down. Sidearms, one, the ball pops out. It was knocked free on the crossing route. Dallas Wilson, one of the true freshman wide receivers, making his Florida debut, and he is met. And he coughed the ball up, but it looks like they're going to say that the Gators have it out at their own 25-yard line.
That's his freshman on freshman. Grayson Littleton, the star player, the nickel defender for Texas, who they love, who's been playing big-time football already this season, comes up with a big hit.
And a nervous moment as Jaden Baugh with a cutback and a pile push for a first down. So DJ Lagway is already 1 for 1. 5 touchdowns against 6 interceptions. So many injuries, Louis, that he has tried to fight through.
Yeah, he sure has. It hasn't allowed him to practice. And look, it's a rep business. Quarterback is a rep position in particular. He hasn't had any. So he's trying to kind of get right during games. But he had a great week of practice to see how it looks.
Spins out, sidearms another. And this time, a cutback for Aiden Mizell. Pretty good composure there for DJ Lagway as the blitz was coming. And he was feeling some heat. Colin Simmons did not fall for the fake, and Lagway kept his composure.
You see what Billy Napier is trying to do. Mix the run, move the pocket a little bit for DJ. The ball handling, play action type of looks to get this second level of the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, open up some throwing window.
Some rain falling at the swamp. Play clock down to 5. Lagway motions Mizell. Baugh shakes off the tackle of Colin Simmons at the line of scrimmage and picked up a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Lianga Lafau eventually finished him off. So now the Gators faced with an early 3rd down.
They want to try and keep DJ in 3rd and manageable situations. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. They feel that they can deal with that. You know, Texas is going to really try to change the looks. Show blitz, drop out and play coverage. Late rotations by the safety, all orchestrated by Michael Taft, the All-American free safety, number 16, lined up in the middle of the field.
The Gators have struggled on 3rd down, and Texas has been arguably the best defense in America in the early going. And just like that, the tables turn. Mizell catch and run for the first down.
Nice composure by DJ Lagway. Finds Mizell just coming across on this shallow crosser against this zone coverage look. Puts it right on him so he can catch and run. This is the kind of start that Billy Napier, who you see on your screen, wanted for his young quarterback. Wants to see the ball go into the hands of his receivers, let them do the work. They have receivers now that are electric after the catch.
Fake the end around and bouncing off tacklers and picking up about 4 yards on the push is Jaden Baugh. Well, offense the last 3 games, the numbers, they speak for themselves. Obviously against good opponents and back-to-back top 4 teams, but 6 giveaways, only averaging 11 points a game in 3 straight losses.
And the turnovers really did them in. at points in time so far this year. They really just got to play complementary football. You see, they're trying to get Jaden Ball on track early. They can live in this 2nd and 6 world.
It's the midfield. So another 3rd down coming for the Gators.
You see 1st and 2nd down. How much Texas is playing 8-man front, singling up their defensive backs one-on-one on the outside. Eventually, Billy Napier is going to have to take some shots over the top. He said he needs to back them off. As you see defensive coordinator Pete Kwiatkowski on your screen. Got to make them pay for one in the crowd the line of scrimmage. And DJ Lagway is as good as any as far as throwing the deep ball.
Jet sweep. Burnell Brown gets to the edge. 1st down and more. And takes a big hit out of bounds as well. Run out by Littleton.
Burnell Brown III, one of these fantastic freshmen. Just look how quickly he's on the perimeter. They already have outflanked Texas. When you use that kind of speed and get those kind of blocks to just seal the edge, like I said, they have speed for days in this wide receiver group. Just got to get the ball to them.
Aiden Hansen in motion. Quick hitter. Dallas Wilson, his 2nd catch. This time he secures the ball and drags tacklers close to another 1st down. Aiden Gilbach, Jelani McDonald sandwich him at the 26-yard line. This is the 1st time in about 9 years, and only the 4th time in program history that Florida has started 2 true freshman wide receivers. You can already see Burnell Brown, Dallas Wilson making an impact on this opening drive.
Dallas Wilson, 6'3", 213 pounds. You just see how strong and physical he is.
Jaden Ball right up the middle into the red zone. Another Florida 1st down.
The left side of the Florida offensive line, really where all their power resides. Between Harris, the left guard, Austin Barber, the left tackle. They can really run it on that side of the line of scrimmage.
Not many trips to the red zone for the Gators. And look, Texas has played 3 scrimmages their last 3 games, but going back to the #1 team in America on Labor Day weekend, they started off at Ohio State. The Horns have only allowed now 5 total opponent red zone trips this year. This is only the 5th this season. And springing free and now getting inside the 10-yard line is Ball. Anthony Hill Jr. brought him down after a gain of 5.5. That's amazing. You're only allowing 1 red zone trip per game defensively, and Florida's made it look pretty easy on this opening drive.
Look, they're leaning on this offensive line. Just running what they call duo. Double teams at the point of attack against the defensive tackles, and then just letting Jaden Ball use that fantastic instinct that he has to find running lanes. You saw this in the 2nd half against Miami, which was a closer game than people realize. They moved the ball against a fantastic defensive front then, and they're doing the same thing here.
Ball again, patiently allowing the blocks to form up and getting to the 5-yard line. They ran 2 tight ends, ran to the strong side. Michael Taft, who's really, as you said, Captain America, right? And he is the leader of that Texas defense, made the stop. It'll be 3rd down and about a half yard.
Yeah, he's just about as good as they get. And down here is where he's going to really shine because of his communication skills and his football intelligence. Look, defensive coordinator Pete Kwiatkowski said sometimes Taft will change the defenses on the fly based off the way the formation is deployed. And they don't even know what he's doing, but they trust him implicitly. And they're going to need him here.
Now Billy Napier calls a timeout before a big 3rd down, opening drive. And it's been smooth so far for the Gators.
One thing Planet Fitness members have in common, they're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet, Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is proud to partner with Boys and Girls Clubs of America to create stronger, kinder communities.
Get up to 22 hours of battery life with Snapdragon.
I thought you worked in his house.
Nope. Cantina chicken burrito.
You know what? Let me get something to wash that down with.
I got you.
Because any car that doesn't offer the confidence that it will find you is a car that stops short of amazing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back. So now, get a sausage McMuffin with egg meal for $5.
Bacon! I need bacon! Not bacon! Not bacon! Not falling for that again. Squirrel? No time! It's meaty. It's tasty. It's bacon! Nom 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 nom. I love you. I love bacon. I love you. I love bacon.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I root.
KFC chicken sandwich should be huge on flavor. Tender chicken, crisp pickles, but with a tiny $3.99 price. Oh, that crumb looks giant next to that tiny price. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. The $3.99 KFC chicken sandwich.
The NBA on ESPN is happening now, and we don't know who's going to catch fire or who will shock the world. We don't know which bucket will break hearts. What'll go down in the rumor mill or inside the NBA. We don't know who's turning up courtside or when we'll hear a... But we do know that for opening week, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, there's one place to call home.
Stop playing with me.
ESPN College Football is presented by Chili's 3 for Me, the best $10.99 you can eat.
These the headlines from the last time these two teams met. Texas, Florida, here in Gainesville in 1940. To get to Gainesville, Texas took a 42-hour train ride from Austin. Student tickets were $25. A crowd of 14,000 took the game in. And by the way, 14,000 was the biggest to watch a home game that year. And they were on hand to watch Texas win it 26-0. It was amazing to me, Louis, to think that these two teams in 85 years never crossed paths in a bowl game or a made-for-TV game. I mean, these two brand names, 85 years without having played each other, and now they're conference opponents.
That is an amazing stat. You know what's more amazing? 42 hours on a train. Like, think about that. I mean, I love trains, but man.
Both of these teams trying to get healthy, Chris.
Yeah, this bye week coming at a perfect time for Texas. Arch Manning able to get some more pieces around him on this offense. Running back in Travian Wisner, who was injured in their opener against Ohio State, is back today. Steve Sarkisian telling us he is the heartbeat of this offense. And Emmett Mosley making his debut in a Texas uniform. The transfer from Stanford wide receiver is back today after tearing his hamstring during the summer. Steve Sarkisian telling us it's the physical threat and the maturity that he brings to this offense, and in this kind of crowd today.
Well, he last year was #1 in the ACC for freshmen in receptions and yards, a Stanford record for a freshman, most receptions and most yards. And now he makes the move to Texas. We will certainly see Emmett Mosley before too long. When Travion Wisner tries to get things started, and he is met in the backfield, lost a couple of yards on first down. Swamped under by Tyreek Sapp. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
And they just missed the block. Tyreek Sapp coming off the edge at 6'2", 274. He's one of the leaders on this football team. But if you like defensive front play, defensive line play, Florida is big, and they are fast to the football.
Play action for Arch Manning. Long throw to the sideline, timed up perfectly. Parker Livingston has a first down.
This is what...
And that has to be an early confidence boost for Arch Manning.
This is exactly what Steve Sarkisian wanted Arch to see. Just let it rip. Trust your reads. Don't play rushed. When he plays rushed, he said that's where his mechanics break down and his accuracy goes out the window. He worked hard on that in the bye week. Good start for him.
Did you see a rushed quarterback? Did you see an unsure quarterback when you watched getting ready for today?
Absolutely. Look, when the first read was not there and he was trying to work his way through his progressions, you saw his feet just get all over the place, lower body not tied to his upper body. And his accuracy suffered. He said, look, just trust the fact that you know what to do. He said he's one of the most cerebral guys he's ever coached. He knows this offense. He makes these throws all the time in practice. And Arch said himself, I just need to let it rip.
Five-man rush. The pocket forms. Arch Manning takes off with a ball fake. He's cut down, but picks up a first down. to the Gators' 40-yard line. Bryce Thornton made the stop.
And this is one of the things that defensive coordinator Ron Roberts was afraid of. He wants to keep Arch in the pocket. He wants him to have to play the position from the pocket because you see what he can do with his legs.
Play action fake. Hit. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard. Miles Graham collapsed the pocket.
This is a good example here of this playing with good rush lanes, playing tight coverage down the field. He may have had DeAndre Moore coming across the field, opening up late. Maybe missed him, but again, they want to keep him in the pocket, see if he trusts his instincts, trusts his reads. Keep him in these kind of second and third and long type of situations.
Emmett Mosley, widest to the near side left, bottom of your screen, his first snap. Manning looks that way. Tip ball! He tried to force one in to Emmett Mosley. Now it's going to be third down and long. Jaden Robinson with the deflection.
This is an example of Arch Manning staring down his primaries, waiting for it to come open. It's too easy for the defense to read his eyes and jump the route. That's the kind of thing you've seen on tape come up. He cannot just stare down primaries against a defense this good. Now you got him in third and long type situation. This is where they can get a little tricky as far as their zone blitzing scheme, sending extra pressure.
Here comes the blitz. Arch Manning on the move. Directing traffic, throws it away. Not in field goal range, you wouldn't think. As Brian Taylor forced the throwaway with pressure.
Just a nice job of playing a four-man rush with a spy designed to keep their eye on Arch Manning. And that time was linebacker Jaden Robinson. Good coverage down the field, across the board. He had nowhere to go with the football. It's good, fundamentally sound defense by the Florida Gators.
The rain has stopped. That'll help Vernell Brown III, the true freshman punt returner. As Jack Bomeister tries to pin the Gators deep. And he may. Did it break the plane? That's what the officials have to decide. It looks like Texas may have saved it. Did the football get to the goal line? It's a touchback. They couldn't keep it out of the end zone.
They're almost playing like a game of hot potato down here, just making sure that this ball doesn't break the plane, doesn't break it there. Oh.
Opening night begins Tuesday at 5 on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Hooked. Any questions?
How did you become the Capital One Bank guy?
You mind? I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
How do I get your job?
Hard work, dedication.
I'm the Capital One Bank guy.
It's like Mr. Jeter said, hard work and dedication.
What's been the highlight of your career?
And that have to be
bank guy.
Helping people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
And didn't you live in space?
What's in your wallet?
Some trips are felt beyond words. From sun-drenched days to starlit nights, no one connects you to the Caribbean like Princess. Princess Cruises, sailing the Caribbean. Book now.
Welcome to Dave & Buster's Game Day HQ, the best place to watch every play. 10 wings for $10. Nice move. Watch every game with Game Day deals at Dave &
You gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
Sorry about that. We'd like to try the Monster menu.
The Monster menu at BK is frightfully fun for families of all kinds.
You rule.
For the keys to victory here today for the offense for Florida, they started off perfectly. DJ Lagway, early success, hasn't pushed the ball down the field yet, but it's coming. For Texas defense, they want to coverage the skies and hit the quarterback. That's a long football game. They still have opportunities for their offense. First and second down success. That's going to be the key. Sark said that without a doubt that's where he was focused. And then defensively for Florida, keep Arch Manning in the pocket and eliminate the run threat. They thought maybe some design runs were going to be coming their way in this game. So we'll see how they are able to keep him contained.
Now, again, the difference between the NFL and college football, in the NFL, it's the player trying to keep the ball out of the end zone. In college football, it's the ball. If the ball breaks the plane, they make the same judgment as to whether or not you would if it's a touchdown. And if they see the football break the goal line, regardless of where the players are, it becomes a touchback. So I guess get your best eyes on the ball. And Lewis, see if you think it crosses the goal line.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy one. I think you're going to see it as it comes into the picture right here. The ball has clearly broken the plane of the goal line. This is coming back out.
In the NFL, you'll often see players kind of tight roping the goal line, doing whatever they can to stay out of the end zone, and even saving a ball that could be well over the goal line and throwing it back into play. Well, in the NFL, you can do that. In college, it's one of those subtle rules differences. The player can be fully in the end zone as long as he saves it back to the field of play before it breaks the goal line. It would be downed inside the one. We've got our rules expert, Jerry McGinn. He can weigh in. Jerry?
Yes, the back judge is in a perfect position. He throws his beanbag in the end zone, indicating that the ball did break the plane. So replay is going to need indisputable video evidence that it didn't. But every look that we have, the ball is clearly in the end zone. This ball should go to the 20-yard line.
And it looks like they have come to a decision.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's a touchback. First down, Florida.
So the Gators will indeed have it out at the 20-yard line.
See here now with their second possession coming up, DJ Lagway on his first series starts off 4 for 4. Looks real comfortable. Billy Napier, you see him there, giving him his last-minute instructions before he goes out on the football field. He's trying to keep his young quarterback calm as he comes back from all the different ailments that he has dealt with this entire offseason, lack of practice time, going up against one of the most ferocious defenses in college football. Pretty good start.
Well, last year when these two teams met for the first time as SEC foes, first time since World War II, the Gators didn't have DJ Lagway. He missed that game with a hamstring injury, and they were non-competitive in Austin. But he helped put together an outstanding opening drive, and now off play action, he's got another wide open receiver, J. Michael Sturdivant. Let's go down to Chris.
This has been the first week that DJ Lagway has been able to practice good on good. They talked about him getting some reps back. This Wednesday was the best practice that he's had so far, and it's something this team feeds off of. When they see him healthy, when they see him playing well, everyone else around him gets this little bit of extra juice.
DJ Lagway, of course, has been under fire, as has the head coach, Billy Napier. That's what happens with a 1-3 start. Caden Ball down the sideline, taking on contact and picking up another Gators first down. He's got 16 more before he's met by Jelani McDonald.
The wide zone, that's what they want to hit. As you see Jaden Ball just get out on the perimeter quickly and get that ball north and south. That's where they want to live, getting that ball outside. Jaden Ball, he can run between the tackles as well as anyone. There you see it, 6.1 per carry already in this football game. Your Texas defense right now, this is not what you expected. You don't expect anybody to run the football on you as many 8-man fronts as they play.
Ball again. Pace! Great balance with the skip off. Steps out of bounds with 12 more.
The left side of the offensive line just absolutely doing work right now for Florida. You're just going to see it. You're going to see a pull by the right guard, Damian George. And you see the left side of the offensive line just cave down the Texas front. Jaden Ball having some just obvious creases to exploit, and he is going to do it again. You saw glimpses of this in the second half against the Miami Hurricanes, and they're going right back to it. They know that they can run the football when they are committed to it. And right now, it's only going to help their quarterback settle into his own rhythm.
Now a true freshman, Duke Clark, in a tailback. He gets a chance. He sticks his foot in the ground, and he's got 8. There are true freshmen all over the field for the Gators. Wide receivers Vernell Brown and Dallas Wilson, we've already seen them, and Duke Clark, in the absence of Jacoby Jackson, becomes the primary backup to Jaden Ball.
You just see that quick cut, stuck that right foot in the ground and got upfield. If you're Steve Sarkisian and the defensive staff for Texas, you're sitting there going, what is happening right now? We've got to get off blocks. We've got to play stronger at the point of attack.
Aaron throw there from DJ Lagway. So now it will be 3rd down and a couple just outside the red zone. You know, Billy Napier was on the hot seat last season with back-to-back wins against ranked teams when he beat late in the year LSU and Ole Miss. And here at the Swamp basically ended the playoff hopes for Ole Miss. That at least got him paroled a bit. A 1-3 start this year. It seems like he's right back on the hot seat and then some. But if you look at the Gators' schedule, a lot of opportunities to get yourself back in the good graces of Florida fans if you can win some games, because if they're playing a ranked opponent basically the rest of the way. Starting with a top 10 team today. Here's Duke Clark. 1st down.
Again, you seeing a theme develop. When the Gators really want to run it, they're going to run behind the left side of this offensive line. They're going to run behind the Outland watch list candidate Austin Barber, the left tackle. And they are just moving the line of scrimmage, not allow Texas to get off blocks cleanly. They have settled into a nice physical rhythm as far as their play calling is concerned.
And Jaden Ball back in. They fake the pitch to him. A rollout for Lagway. And this time he'll throw it away. Now last week, the Gators, Lewis, were 0 for 13 on 3rd down against the Canes. A couple of weeks ago, I should say. Obviously, they had the bye week to help them work on 3rd down offense. It worked. They're 4 for 4 against this Texas defense that has been tremendous this year.
And it really, but there's no secret to it. Young quarterbacks really benefit from a strong, dominant run game. I think as you saw Lagway just kind of rolling out right there, just want to kind of like maybe check on him a little bit. The way that play ended.
Jump cut for Ball. And now they're going to need another 3rd down conversion. Let's go back and look at the 1st down rollout by Lagway. Did he hurt himself a bit? And he came up with a little hitch in his giddy up at the end of that play. And boy, all he has been, it seems, off and on. Last season, all during spring and summer, and into this season has been one injury after another, trying to fight them all off.
Yeah, he's dealt with various different ailments, some in his lower body. You saw there, maybe favoring that right leg. He's hoping he's all right and he's able to work through whatever's bothering him right now.
Red zone, 3rd down and 8. Lagway. Jump ball incomplete, up over the head of Dallas Wilson. So this time the Gators stall, and they will send the field goal group out to try and take an early 2-score lead.
You see DJ jogging off the field. He is definitely favoring that right leg a little bit. And you know how this compromises everything you're trying to do as a quarterback when your base is just not right. He's a right-handed quarterback. His right leg is his plant leg. This is something to watch as this game goes on.
Now, last year when he had the hamstring injury, even against LSU, they basically just made him a pure pocket passing quarterback, and they managed that game and won it without the element of Lagway running it at all. So they've been here before. We'll see if they can do it again, but a red zone stop by the Texas defense forces the Gators into a field goal attempt that Trey Smack puts through. And it is 10-0 Florida. For 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to Allstate. That's a great start for the Florida offense, in spite of the fact that they settled for 3 instead of getting 7. The confidence has to be there after the first month of the season. There was no confidence shown by their offense.
Yeah, there's some nice complementary play calling going on by Billy Napier right now. As far as the run game and the move the pocket game, the play action pass game. You know that they have wide receivers that can really do things with the ball after the catch. The key here is just the quarterback. It's DJ Lagway and his help. Now the Texans getting their second crack at it. It's kind of the same thing for them. Their little beat up at running back. They got to get their running game going, and they got to get Arch settled in and get him playing on time and playing in rhythm and trust in what he sees.
It will be a touchback on the deep kick from Trey Smack. Let's go back to Matt Barry.
Okay, big game, Bob and Lewis. Happy week 6. You thought, could Vanderbilt do it again this time in Tuscaloosa? 6 plays, 93 yards. Cedric Alexander goes for 63 of them and anchored down early 7-0 lead in Tuscaloosa.
Vanderbilt. That used to be the get-right game for everyone in the SEC. No longer.
No. Yeah, that's what you love about college football, man. I mean, it's so easy for these football teams. Well, I shouldn't say easy. It's much more possible for these teams to change their rosters around and become competitive. In the age of NIL, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Niblick circles in motion, and they give it to him. The end around for about 3.5 yards. Miles Graham stayed home and made the stop for the Gators.
Did he make the stop? He planted, absolutely planted Ryan Niblett, who is someone that Steve Sarkisian told us we need to get him the football. He's got juice, whether it's on jet sweeps, reverses, catching the ball in the backfield. He is an explosive component to this offense that they have to utilize.
Quick hitter into a very tight window to Ryan Wingo, the leading returning receiver from last year for the Horns. Makes it 3rd down and short.
Such a dangerous throw. Corner Cormani McClain thought he had a pick 6 opportunity coming up. Arch fitted in there. Whew, that was close.
And that takes us down to the end of the first quarter. The Gators with a 2-score lead. Texas has the football.
These types of 3rd downs, get some points on the board. Thanks, Rick.
Speaking of points on the board, as you can see, Steve Sarkisian's defense had not allowed a first quarter point this season before giving up 10 to the Gators today. And now opening up the second quarter with a 3rd down to try to keep their second possession alive. Straight quarterback run for Arch Manning. He's got the first down. He is an athlete, but is the discipline with his eyes there, Lewis, in the passing game?
Well, I think for him right now, he just needs to not lock in too hard on his primary receivers and draw defenders to where he's trying to throw the football. Be able to scan the field efficiently, not panic, not rush and compromise his mechanics, but get through his progression so he can find the open guy.
And he locked in there. Instead, he comes back over. Absolutely planted. There's the tight end, Jack Endries.
Is trying to run a little tight end middle screen to Endries coming across the middle.
Jaden Woods was there.
You see, they were locked in on it though as a defense. But this Florida defense plays with good eyes. They like to play a too-high shell, keep everything in front, not give up explosive plays, and let their big guys up front handle the run.
Gators show blitz. Manning under some pressure. The ball comes out sideways. He was hit hard as he let that one go. Should be an incomplete pass, I would think. And 3rd down and long. Cameron James hammered Arch Manning, and he's shaking out his throwing arm.
I mean, you're going to see it here. Big number 93, Mekhi Bourrier, just getting a good clean rush at that 3 technique spot and getting good pressure in the interior. And then you see Cameron James is coming, clean it up because they had everybody locked down in the secondary. This is where Sark doesn't want to live. He doesn't want his young quarterback here in 3rd and long situations.
Gators bring a simulated pressure. Wobbly throw to the sideline. That came out as if Arch Manning's arm was hit as well. Parker Livingston was the intended receiver, but that was a wounded duck. And it will be a Horns punt.
Making it look like they're going to send 5, but they only send 4. They send the nickel to the wide side of the field on the blitz with the spy. They get a hit on Arch Manning in the pocket and alters the throw. But this defense, they have gone up against some very good offenses this year, and they are top 25 in scoring D for a reason.
And for all the struggles of the Gators offense over the past 3 weeks, their defense, and Billy Napier said it as that punt rolls into the end zone for a touchback from Bouwmeester, said we're playing championship level defense. We just need consistency from the offense. They've got 10 points on the board and the ball back already. And we'll step aside. It's a 10-0 Gators lead here at the Swamp.
There's 5 slams starting at $5. Full meals, stacked high and under budget. 5 slams starting at $5? It's eating like a genius. Find your booth at Denny's and join the new Denny's Rewards for even more smart savings.
I'm not him. I'm not Jack.
Because a car that doesn't make you feel recognized is a car that stops short of amazing.
Short on nothing, big on weekend. Only on Royal Caribbean.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back. So now, get a sausage McMuffin with egg meal for $5.
At the home of the 12th man, this is SEC Saturday Night.
Mississippi State at 6th-ranked Texas A&M on SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app.
We are back in Gainesville, and you're watching the SEC on ESPN. 10-0 Florida. They've got the football, and they've got their quarterback in there, DJ Lagway, on the field, although Chris Budden, that was a question. He was in the injury tent for a bit.
That spent about 4 minutes in there, came out, took some pain medication, tested that lower body on the right side, said he was good to go, went up to the offense and said, I am fine, let's continue this.
He's got Duke Clark to his right. Sidearms a screen instead, tipped and caught. A nice job to jump cut, stay in bounds, and turn nothing into something by Aiden Mizell. And he is finally driven back, but what an effort.
That's a long throw, opposite hash on that wide receiver quick route, and Mizell's able to just get that ball down. You see where he's thrown this from. The college hashes are wider than the pro hashes. And you see he almost airmails that thing to the sideline. Mizell able to save it, pick up positive yardage.
Almost looked like a second baseman turning two, kind of sidearmed it out to the edge, and a good catch. Concentration from Mizell to make it 2nd down and 6. Clark. They are running on the Texas defense. Flag thrown from the secondary. It would be the first penalty if it is accepted. Grayson Littleton made the stop. Would be a Florida first down, but we'll have to check the marker.
You're either going to get a holding or a hands to the face. Michael Taft and Eugene Wilson were going at it.
During the run, personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 16, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
So Michael Taft picks up the personal foul. I mean, he is a 5th-generation Horn. Grew up at Austin, dreaming of playing for Texas.
And you're going to see Michael Taft right here just taking on the block and trying to ward it off. You see the right hand gets up in the face mask. You see the helmet just turned to the side. Look, Texas right now is in unfamiliar territory. They're having this ball run on them like nobody has done so far this season. And they have got to figure out a way to stop the bleeding. Otherwise, it's going to just lead to DJ Lagway taking shots.
Play action, Lagway up the seam. Lost ball. It is a turnover. Anthony Hill heading the other way with the fumble recovery. Hayden Hansen couldn't hold on and coughed it up before he went down. Just what the Texas defense needed.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Hayden Hansen with the catch. He's got 2 feet down. He's about to make a football move. He starts to go upfield. He's got the ball secured. And that's a catch and fumble. What a fantastic play by Anthony Smith, the linebacker. They are 6 deep at the linebacker position here at Texas. Play a lot of bodies. You see they're just punching the ball loose from behind. That's great awareness on the part of Texas. See the ball's down. He's making a football move up the field.
I agree with you, but replay apparently wants to weigh in.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense. The previous play is under video review.
Again, 2 feet down. Does he make a football move and become a runner? It certainly looked like he did.
Sure does.
And then Anthony Smith was able to punch the ball out. Again, Jerry McGinn is our officiating expert. Jerry, do you see what we see?
We're looking at the same thing. The receiver does have control of the ball. He turns, and then the ball is punched out as a second act. So I like this as a fumble recovered by Texas. It should be 1st and 10 for Texas.
Those are the kind of things as a defense that you practice so you can be intentional about it. And you're looking for it in these kind of opportunities, ways in which to give your offense more reps, more series with the ball in their possession. Defenders in today's modern game have perfected this, being able to punch the ball in all different environments.
The ruling of a catch on a fumble is upheld. Will be 1st down Texas.
So that's a takeaway for Texas. They have at least 1 takeaway in 28 of their last 29 games. They were number 2 in America last year with 31 total takeaways on defense. And remember, this is a defense that lost, among others, 5 players to the NFL in the top 4 rounds, including 3 players in the top 2 rounds. So they have done an amazing job of not just restocking, but reloading their defense. And now Arch Manning has it in plus territory. Wisner. 2 yards. Tyreek Sapp, another stop for Florida.
It's just going to be tough sledding inside running this football. Sark said we got to create angles for our offensive line. You know, maybe more gap scheme with down blocks and pullers out on the perimeter to get some angles for his offensive line against this big Florida defensive front. Sark, one of the best play callers in all of football. He's going to use the run to set up the pass. They've got to get some shots down the field and get Arch Manning into a groove.
Fake the end around. He steps up in the pocket, floats into a wide open receiver and making the catch. Livingstone with great concentration held on, and he gets up with a limp at the 10-yard line.
That's what I'm talking about. See the ball handling where the defense isn't quite sure what's going on, who's going to get the ball. They have the jet sweep fake, and then Parker Livingston just kind of lulls them to sleep off the line of scrimmage and then takes off down the boundary, makes a heck of a catch, knowing that he's going to probably take a hit. Ooh, took one right on the side of that knee. And Parker Livingston has made big plays for Texas so far this year.
So that is Arch Manning's roommate, Parker Livingston, over on the sideline after a 33-yard gain to make it 1st and goal Horns. Wisner to the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
That's about the best push that we've seen this Texas offensive line get at the point of attack so far. Had 2 double teams. Then you see Wisner just hit that ball downhill. Parker Livingston over on the side. I mean, he has made some big plays for this team. We haven't called Emmett Mosley's name yet. The transfer from Stanford. You see him at the top of the screen now. To the offense's left, he's going to have a one-on-one situation. Do they eventually try and get him the football?
Roll out for Manning. Just inside the front right pylon. Wisner gets the touchdown, and they take the turnover and turn it into 6.
You're going to see Travian Wisner is just going to outflank Jordan Castell, the safety. He's going to be out here in the flat quickly, and his eyes get caught in the backfield because of the play-action fake. Look, you see how he's going to open opposite, even though the running back is releasing fast to the flat. Just that reverse pivot holds him just long enough to where the running back can get out in the flat. That's the beauty of Sark's play calling. He uses the run to set up the pass, and he marries it all together. They hit 2 big plays, one to Livingston, and then the touchdown pass to Wiseman.
So Arch Manning, with his 10th touchdown pass of the season, gets Texas on the board after the defense gets the takeaway. The punch out by Anthony Smith. The recovery by Anthony Hill. The touchdown pass, Arch Manning to Travion Wisner. Earlier this week, the V Foundation's partner, Bristol Myers Squibb, completed their annual Coast to Coast for Cancer bike ride. Every year, they raise over $1 million for the V Foundation's effort to support cancer research, and a Gator alum and Gainesville local, Carrie Hudson, took part in the ride. She is a childhood cancer survivor. That inspired her career as an oncology nurse, and she was able to ride in honor of her patients, her mom, and her younger self. A true inspiration. So Texas on the board. Points off turnovers. And giveaways for the Florida offense. And it's certainly been a big Achilles heel for them. They're about to get the ball back. We'll see if they respond. Burnell Brown, returnable inside the 10-yard line. Out of bounds shy of the 25. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the all-new ESPN app. For the first time in about a decade, the Sunshine State rivalry matchup is a ranked versus ranked matchup between Miami and Florida State. As that rivalry game, Lewis, starting to feel a little like the old days when the Gators, or when the Canes and the Noles are both ranked. As we saw Florida State go down in overtime last Friday in Charlottesville to Virginia. We'll see how they bounce back.
Yeah, that's a big statement game for them. The test of their resilience. You know that emotions are going to be flying high. We take a look at young DJ Lagway. Just how is he feeling? Is he able to continue that hot start that he's had?
From the pocket, swings one wide to Brown. First down.
Burnell Brown is just so electric with the ball in his hands, man. I mean, this is a young freshman who's leading his team in receptions and yardage. 4th in FBS among freshmen in all of the country. Just can make everything happen with the ball in his hands.
They go his way again. He broke a tackle, but this time nowhere to go. 1.5 yards. Michael Taft ran over and helped out Jalen Gilbo on the stop.
You see them utilizing the short passing game. This is a screen-heavy football team because of the fact that they have so many playmakers and the fact that DJ Lagway has struggled with his accuracy and his mechanics early in the season. They want to get this ball down the field. Eventually, they're going to put it up top.
Clark. And now it's going to be 3rd down. These play calls, handing the ball off, quick screens, does that give you any indication that Lagway might not be right and they're worried about exposing him to a hit?
Yeah, it's hard to tell right now. I think they're doing what they know they can do well. They know their playmakers can make plays. They know they can run the football. They have a physical offensive line. Problem is, if you're not being efficient with those kind of plays, you can sit here in 3rd and long because you're not getting chunks. Now, this is where it gets difficult. Because this is where Texas start changing up the looks. They have some fantastic pass rushers on the perimeter. They've got to protect the ball.
Gators are 4 for 5 on 3rd down. Horns show blitz. Here they come. Lagway off his back foot. Finds a crosser. Dwayne Michael Sturdivant nearly took it. Gilbo saved the touchdown. There was no one it seemed between Sturdivant and the end zone other than the ankle tackle from Gilbo.
I mean, just look at the poise of DJ Lagway. He has his eyes on Sturdivant from the beginning and just lays it out to him so then he can catch and run. Excellent execution.
Little Patrick Mahomes sidearm flip from Lagway. Play action here. Protected in the pocket. He's going to force one. And that was into double, if not triple coverage to Trey Wilson. Xavier Filsaime and Cade Phillips both back in coverage for the Horns.
You see the Texas DBs, he threw that in the triple coverage as you mentioned. You see the Texas DBs are just trying to play the ball. And there's no obvious pass interference there. That's the kind of decision, though, that DJ Lagway can't make. We've seen that happen so far this year, where he gets locked in as well, and this will force the ball into dangerous situations. That's what they can't have.
They'll run it with Duke Clark. He's got a first down. Gang tackled, but picked up 11.
The Florida offensive line is pushing around the Texas defensive front, and they just can't get off blocks. And these guys are getting 4 or 5 yards before first contact, which is something Texas is just not used to. There you see it, 60.8 per game for the season. And they've already allowed 113. This is new territory.
It's an SEC road game instead of playing San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston.
There you have it.
Duke Clark for 3.5. Of course, this is also a defense that went on the road to the #1 team in America, went to the shoe, and only allowed 14 total points in a loss to Ohio State. So when you've got that litmus test on your resume, you're not expecting this defense to get run on the way they have in the first half by the Gators today.
Absolutely. They continue to exploit the left side of the offensive line, or utilize the left side of the offensive line. Jake Slaughter, Harris, Austin Barber. These guys are just getting consistent movement at the point of attack. Texas rolling in a lot of defensive players.
Lagway, play action. Back shoulder. Climbing the ladder. Dallas Wilson. Does he get a foot down? He does. Out of bounds at the Texas 13-yard line. Terrific catch by the freshman.
I mean, that's beautiful. That's using that tremendous 5-star athletic ability at 6'3". DJ puts it on him perfectly. The corner, Cade Phillips, number 11, freshman, unable to time up his jump. DJ Lagway says, what leg? What injuries?
Duke Clark bounces and then gets driven back. Picked up a yard. Cade Phillips, another true freshman on the Texas back end of their defense, came up to make the tackle.
And look, they are just loaded with guys, with athletes and body types in the secondary at the second level. They're going to use them all. Florida has come to play. These running backs ball, and there you see Duke Clark just running the football with authority. This offensive line is coming off the football with leverage and power.
Jaden Ball now back in after Clark picked up nothing on first down. And now another timeout called for the sideline by Billy Napier, and he's not happy. He is turning around, I think, to his offensive coaches, angry that he had to call that timeout under 5 minutes to go before halftime.
Florida.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes hoops.
Us? Not us.
And there's not a no-look pass, double-double, or buzzer beater he won't wax poetic on, ad nauseum. But oh, how he can nail a software solution like the best high-screen pick-and-roll you've ever seen. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you help Ron with a retirement and benefits plan that's right for him. Let our experts
on ABC and stream on Hulu.
The moment is upon us.
He has all the skills.
Alex Pineda! Fourth in the octagon. 2 world championship fights. My goodness, I can't wait.
The swamp is sold out, and the Taco Bell Live Más student section has been packed for hours. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Más student section of the year. Who will take home the trophy this year? And right now, the Florida offense on the doorstep of the student section, hoping to ignite a celebration as they have driven it into the red zone. This is the 10th play coming on this drive. Lewis, this will be the 3rd double-digit play drive offensively already in the first half for the Gators.
You couldn't have asked for a better start if you're the coaching staff and the fan base here in this stadium right now.
Lagway, play action, end zone, touchdown! The first for the freshman, Dallas Wilson.
see the young freshman, Dallas Wilson. What a release off the line of scrimmage. Stem the defensive back outside. Then break it hard to the post. Safety Michael Taft can't get there, and you got 6. I mean, that is a textbook drive. Marrying the run with the pass. Efficient, methodical. That's high-level football.
Russ Callaway, the offensive coordinator, told us Dallas Wilson's first practice. I'm watching our tight ends, and all of a sudden this guy goes flashing right across the field. I said, whoa, who is that? Well, we just found out.
Watch Dallas Wilson stem the DB outside to just widen him and make sure that maybe he thinks he's going to take it to the flat, to the pylon, and then breaks it back inside. Michael Taft shading too far to the field as you see the safety in the middle of the field. He can't get over there in time. See the corner, Kobe Black. He's maybe expecting Michael Taft to be a little bit more shading to his side because he's playing outside leverage. You can see his body language after the play. That's an adjustment they're going to have to make on the sideline. Lagway gets thrown to the ground. That right leg clearly bothering him. Doesn't want to put any weight on it as he gets up, but he's gutting through it. Man, what a start for this Florida offense. For DJ Lagway now. 12 of 16, 140 yards. Touchdown. Fighting through injury. And then, Bob, I mean, as we know, Dallas Wilson is for real. They have got playmakers.
Let's head down to Chris.
Dallas Wilson, a kid that this staff and his teammates, they don't lack for confidence. And you saw that at the end of the touchdown, the dancing, the celebration. But in his very first workout, he got so tired that he was throwing up in the gym. All of the older guys went up to him and were like, oh, I thought you were a 5-star. Come on now. You can't keep up with us. And he's like, just you wait. A little bit of, he's not afraid to little trash talk between teammates.
Well, then he went out and had 10 catches for 195 yards in the spring game. And we were talking to Jordan Castell about that. He was one of those veterans that, as Dallas Wilson was refunding, so to speak, said, oh, I thought you were a 5-star. Then after the spring game, Jordan Castell said, yeah, I think he might be a 5-star.
Yeah.
Christian Clark now in the game, a tailback and a fluttering pass from Arch Manning. He had Jack Endries, the tight end, wide open. And again, it looked like he was bothered in the pocket by the pass rush.
I think you're going to see Jaden Woods get a hit on him. Number 15, freshman defensive end. You see it right there. Might have got a little hands to the side of Arch Manning's helmet. But they know Texas is going to have to put the ball up in the air a little bit, try and produce some chunk plays of their own. And this defensive line is going to start to tee off. Jaden Woods, Cameron James, all of the edge rushers.
DeAndre Moore in motion. Niblett on the pitch. Lasso down after a gain of 1. Boy, Devin Moore came flying up. He helped out Miles Graham on the tackle. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
I mean, just watch Miles Graham. Just look at this. He doesn't go for anything. Watch his feet mirror what is happening in the backfield. Look at it. That's patience. That's being sure of what you're seeing. That's scouting. That's film work during the season. And he takes off like a rocket. Now they got him in 3rd and long. Now they can dial up some of their rush games. The skies. You see the secondary trying to communicate.
Gators show blitz. They're coming off the edge. Pocket collapsing. Manning. He's going to launch one up the seam. It's incomplete. Boy, Emmett Mosley for a walk-in touchdown if he could have put it on him.
Emmett Mosley with the double move on Cormani McClain. You can see it at the right side of your screen. He's able to move up in the pocket. He ran a little out and up, and he was wide open. That was going to be a house call. George Gums, you're going to see him coming to the screen late here, number 34, and he gets his hands up on Arch Manning, and he's not able to really set himself and throw the football.
Now Jack Bomeister drops his head. Field position, and they block the punt through the back of the end zone for 2. Special teams strikes for the Gators.
protection, breakdown. The kind of thing that you just cannot allow to happen. You're going to see him come right here, scot-free. And this is what you just can't have happen. Florida has made a concerted effort to upgrade their special teams. We saw it a year ago when we covered them down in Tennessee. Big punt returns. This unit in particular has given them a lot of big plays. And that's the kind of thing that can ignite a football team and really give it just extra firepower.
Spirito scores 2. And Texas is lucky it wasn't 6 more that went through the back of the end zone.
It's now 41.
19-7 Gators, and they're about to get the football back.
Joe Houston, the special teams coach for the Florida Gators, has a professional background, worked in New England for years. And I can just tell you this, when you work for the New England Patriots and you work under Bill Belichick, special teams is a priority. And it has become a priority here in Florida, and you see what it can do for your football team. It's a 3-phase game, folks, and you see how big of a role it can play. There he is, special teams coach Joe Houston right there. Talked to him at practice yesterday. He is full of energy. He knows how big of a role his unit can play in an SEC showdown like this.
Burnell Brown from just inside the 20. And it'll be great field position for the Gators now with a 19-7 lead. We've got a quick word from Cheez-It.
Okay, Cheese. 50-yarder for the win.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Ice the kicker.
Something better. Terry.
Did you just get hired?
Dude entered the portal and came out a legend. Want it, need it, cheese it.
Bob Wischusen and Louis Riddick, Chris Button. It's a 2-score lead for Florida, and they've got the football back as Texas has already allowed more points in the first half today than they had this season. And special teams scores a safety and then gets the ball back for the offense of DJ Lagway. And Jaden Ball going back to work, but they will go down quickly. Colin Simmons, what a freshman year he had last year. And he was all SEC as a freshman, and the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year. 14 tackles for loss last year. And already he's got 3 tackles for loss this year.
And he just whipped Austin Barber at the point of attack. But they're big-time playmakers. Colin Simmons, Anthony Hill, Michael Taft, Jelani McDonald. They got to make some plays. They got to get their offense to football.
Ball tries again. Met by the same guy and planted. Flag throw. Colin Simmons, back-to-back terrific plays, holding the edge. Yep. And this will go against Florida. Well, they were right at arguably Texas's best. And Colin Simmons said no twice.
I mean, this is just good on good right here. Just watch it. Arguably Florida's best offensive lineman tackle Austin Barber. You see Colin Simmons. You see the hand use, the extension.
10-yard penalty. Second down.
And the getting off blocks like he knows it. He knows he's one of the best players in the country as far as edge players are concerned. He's got ideal measurables. 6'3", 240 pounds, just scratching the surface of his awesome potential.
Surprised at all that Sark took the penalty. He gives Florida the down back after Simmons had made another terrific tackle. It would have been 3rd down and long. It's 2nd down and long. Draw play for Jaden Ball, and it worked out. It's another tackle at the line of scrimmage. This is getting to be a record with a skip in it. It's Colin Simmons again.
What did we just say? The big-time playmakers like Simmons, like Anthony Hill.
He's just taking this series over.
Like Michael Taft, they have to start showing up and making plays. Maybe produce more turnovers. How about TFLs, tackles for loss? That's 3 big-time plays in a row. Big time.
Is that just what Texas needed to after giving up the safety? Imagine if the Gators put together another scoring drive before halftime.
Sark is saying, I need field position.
And they do have to snap it before the 2-minute timeout. They'll run a screen to Jaden Ball. It's a flashy play for Jaden Ball, but nowhere anywhere near picking up the first down. That will take us down to the 2-minute timeout. So Texas will get another chance with the ball before halftime.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Grayson Littleton going, where'd he go? This great athletes all over the field. Just a classic SEC showdown.
I want to taste your banana pudding. You taste my banana pudding. It's on. It's on.
I was going to say, will you marry me?
Is my makeup messy? Yes, it's messy.
Save 2 times more for all of life's moments. With the bank that's your ally.
Your ED could be in your head, but for too long, generic ED meds have just been focused on half the problem, giving no thought to the spark in your brain that sets things in motion. That's why we made Rougiette Ready, an ED med made to work on both brain and body. It's formulated to optimize your body's natural response and dissolves under your tongue, so you're ready fast, so you can finally get out of your head and get ready.
Businesses work best when they put people first. Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure your team has the essential products they need, where and when they need them, to help keep them looking great, feeling confident, and ready to be their best. Get Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready.
And get ready for the workday.
Can the V6-powered Nissan Frontier catch 600 pounds of cargo on the fly? Not that you would, but you could. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
Behind every DIY
is more help than you think.
Try this for a clean line.
Nice.
Sometimes help
Is delivered. And some things have just got to go.
Don't worry, these will go quick.
I wonder if I can link 2 ropes together.
Perfect. Because do it yourself
Doesn't have to mean
all by yourself.
What are you working on?
The Disney Resorts Collection is the most magical place to stay at the most magical place on Earth. Here, the magic is up early, giving you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day, and welcoming you back with even more magical moments. Spring into magic and save up to 25% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else?
I'm Matt Berry. Coming up in the Lexus Halftime Report, highlights from around the SEC, including Vandy looking dandy again against Alabama in that rematch. And I got to tell you what we're keeping an eye on at the Rose Bowl. Nico Iamaleava and UCLA are blowing out 7th-ranked Penn State. Highlights of that and more coming up at half.
What? What's happening at the Rose Bowl?
It's one of those Saturdays, isn't it?
Wow.
Alabama on the ropes, Penn State on the ropes, Texas on the ropes. That's why you love football. You got to line up and play. Long way to go in all these games.
First punt for the Gators. Tommy Doman skies it. And there's a bump. I think one of the Texas players got blocked into Ryan Niblett as he tried to come forward and make a fair catch. And if it's his own player, it's not kick-catch interference. So this will back the Horns up inside their own 15-yard line. Arch Manning will go back to work now, Lewis, on a drive that feels very important before halftime for the Longhorns.
Yeah, it does. And there he is, 6 for 12, only 63 yards. Maybe missed a big shot to Emmett Mosley, although he was getting hit on the release. He's had some good moments. He's also had some moments that look the same as they've looked all season long. Locking in the primary targets, delivering the ball off target. See if he can put together a drive here before the half.
The long field to deal with, but has all 3 timeouts. A little slow at the mesh point with Wisner. And he only picked up a yard. Ryan Taylor was there to bring him down for Florida. So Texas will run their 2-minute offense, it appears. A little deliberate. There, 1 minute and a half to go. They do start the third quarter with the ball as well. So a chance to put together back-to-back scores. As Manning will throw, but this play blown dead. It's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
It's the left tackle, Trevor Gooseby. This crowd is amped up right now. On the play previous, they averted disaster. Arch Manning, Contravian Wisener, they almost messed up that mesh point. That ball could have been on the ground. Florida could have had the football maybe going in again. They got to be careful here. Ball security is important.
Now the officials are getting together, as I believe there may have been, with a false start in the clock running, an opportunity for a 10-second runoff here. You can avoid the 10-second runoff if you're Texas by using a timeout. I guess they're giving that option to Steve Sarkisian. Now the opposition can say we don't want the 10-second runoff. They want to leave the time on the clock if you're the Gators.
Texas has declined timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff.
Would Florida want the 10-second runoff?
Please reset the game clock to 1:19. Run 10 seconds and be 1:09 on the game clock.
I would think the Gators would probably want maximum time on the clock as they've got Texas back to second and 14. As they still have a timeout to use. Wisener bobbing and weaving. And he's going to be brought down. Jaden Woods on the stop for the Gators. And I would think now, would you not call timeout if you're Florida?
Yeah, absolutely. See if you can get an extra possession, maybe get some favorable field position.
And now they finally do. Billy Napier will call timeout, but he let time come off the clock before he did. As we're down to 38 seconds to go as we take a look at today's playbook. Brought to you by Flyhouse.
You're just seeing high-level execution by the Florida offense, starting with the run by Jaden Ball. Arch Manning with the reverse pivot, able to get out on the perimeter and complete that pass to Wisener for the touchdown. And then DJ Lagway going to the do-it-all freshman Dallas Wilson. And special teams, the unheralded third phase of football coming through for Florida once again. They have got this place absolutely just fired up. Just look how lopsided the stats are. I mean, I don't know if anybody predicted that Florida would look this efficient. You knew that they were going to play better. They got healthier. They used the bye to their advantage. You knew the quarterback was going to be better. But 113 rush yards. An amazing statistic.
Now Florida's out of timeouts. So Texas can get this game to the locker room. But Manning's going to throw. And he's going to get thrown down all the way back inside the 5. The sack to Brian Taylor Jr. Well, with the Gators out of timeouts, that should end the first half.
Just watch
this. It'll be a regroup for Texas at halftime.
Watch this pass rush. It's artwork. Arm over. And just assault the pocket. Connor Stroh has no chance when you're rushing with that kind of technique, that kind of power. And Brian Taylor Jr., 6'4", 294. Look, we said this defensive line for Florida was big. They were physical. They can handle the run. And they are dialing up the pass rush against an offensive line that Texas has a lot of questions.
So Texas will start the third quarter with the ball. Welcome back to ESPN College Football presented by Chili's. This is the SEC on ESPN. Set for the start of the third quarter. Texas will have the football, and they need a score. 19-7, they trail the Gators. Bob Wischusen alongside Louis Riddick. Chris Button is with us as well. The story of that first half, it seemed, at the line of scrimmage, Florida was the better team.
They sure were on both sides of the ball, but in particular on defense, they have really caused Arch Manning a lot of problems with their ability to really just cage the quarterback, keep him in the pocket, just like defensive coordinator Ron Roberts told us that he wanted to have accomplished in this football game. And here you're seeing it. They're winning their one-on-ones. You see the defensive ends rushing up the field, but not getting too much depth as far as letting Arch be able to step up and maneuver outside the pocket. And the result is just that. 87 total yards for Texas. Only 4 first downs to 263 for Florida. That's as good as you could ask for.
And Chris, saw that you caught up with Billy Napier before halftime.
Yeah, he was so impressed with what DJ Lagway was able to do operating this offense. Said he's been playing really smart. Love what we've been able to do in the run game and on third down. He says that is a testament, though, of what we've been able to do up front in the physicality. We need that mindset to continue into the second half. For Steve Sarkisian, he said, on this drive, I just need points. I'm not asking for touchdowns. We just have to find a way to slow down the momentum.
It does feel like one of those drives coming out of the locker room at halftime, especially after failing to score before halftime, Lewis, where you've got that chance to put together back-to-back drives that Arch Manning and the Texas offense need to stabilize this game. And there's a flag thrown on the kickoff from Trace Mack. The flag was tossed all the way back at the 35-yard line, so Florida must have been offside.
You can tell Sark right now wants his football team to show some life and show some spark on the offensive side, so this doesn't start to snowball.
Kicking team number 22. 5-yard penalty from the touchback spot. First down.
Is that lean on Arch Manning in the pass game? Is that leaning on Travion Wisner in the run game? Where, play calling wise, are you trying to go here?
It's a total comprehensive effort, and you know it starts up front with this offensive line, and right now they're not able to get any rhythm running the football because of Florida's defensive line just controlling this game. They've missed some big shots in the passing game, but Arch hasn't had a whole bunch of time. He's been harassed as well. It starts up front and works its way back from there. We'll see if it plays out.
And it's good to see Parker Livingston back on the field at the bottom of your screen. They'll run it with Wisner. Let's go down to Chris and check on Livingston and that injury before halftime, Chris.
To your point, there was a concern when we saw him leave the field. Was it a knee? You can see the brace on his right calf, but good to see him back out here, one of Arch Manning's favorite weapons.
And one of his roommates.
And that's a dangerous shot right there that could have resulted in a major injury. It's a good thing that he's able to walk away from that.
And now he's the motion man. Again, the pocket collapses, and again, Arch Manning goes down. Mekhi Barrow getting his start, back healthy for the first time in 3 weeks.
Just watch the rush from the defensive tackles. They are just whipping Texas offensive line. They're winning when they get on the edge with quick hands, swim moves. And these are big men now. Barrow is 349 pounds. Brian Taylor is 294. They are controlling the interior pocket and pushing it right back into the lap of Arch Manning, and he has nowhere to go.
Mekhi Barrow had been out the last 3 weeks. Makes an impact there. Arch Manning. Again, trying to escape the pass rush. Gets to it. Flag down as well. Tyreek Sapp, Miles Graham, Jaden Woods, they were all pursuing Arch Manning.
Again, Arch has nowhere to go with the football. It's just a 4-man rush with the spy.
Holding. Offense number 52.
With man coverage.
Fourth down.
Man coverage across the back end. We're going to see a safety drop down into the box. Just play a little one-hole type of situation, one robber, and there's nowhere really to throw the football. By the time he sees Ryan Wingo uncovering down the seam, it's too late. The initial coverage by the Florida defense is causing him to hold the football and giving time to this defensive front to rush. Just working beautifully.
Ernell Brown watches this punt take a bounce up the sideline, fields it, and saves his team some yardage in the process. You can kick off your NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew on ESPN before a must-win game for the Ravens. Adam Schefter will have the latest on Baltimore playing without Lamar Jackson And then the Jaguars host the Chiefs on Monday Night Football at 8 Eastern. Peyton and Eli once again on ESPN2, where Chad Powers himself, actor Glenn Powell, will be a guest on the Manning Cast. So that's the first Chad Powers with the new Chad Powers. They'll both be there on the Manning Cast during Monday Night Football. DJ Lagway with Duke Clark behind. They run it on first down. And even the times where the run game isn't as successful, it still seems to produce 3, 4, 5 yards. That's a good run through traffic by Duke Clark.
If you're getting 4+ running the football, if you're getting 4+ on first down in particular, you are winning. And you're probably going to set yourself up to win the football game. And as you see, 123 rush yards today. This is what Billy Napier had in mind in terms of helping out his quarterback.
A toss to Clark. No gain. That time Anthony Hill made the stop. He was the leading tackler and the leading tackle for loss, the leading forced fumble player returning for Texas.
Texas had 9 guys in the box. 9. Some of it dictated by formation. They are doing everything they possibly can to try and slow down this run. And you know the play action, big ball over the top is coming because they're drawing the safeties, drawing the defensive backs closer and closer to the line of scrimmage. And you know the coaches are telling Billy Napier, we got to take our shot at some point on first down.
Third down and 5. Lagway, clean pocket. Baby ball on the left flat. The Horns rally. At the same time, bring it down ball, though. He dives about 3 yards short of the first down. So Texas gets the 3 and out defensively. Grayson Littleton, the freshman nickel, in pursuit, arrived first to bring down Jaden Ball.
That's what you come to expect from Texas defense. 9 hats to the football. 9 defenders converged, and we're in the screen at the end of the play. That's the kind of swarming defense that they're going to need.
76 is now 82 for Florida. 76 is now 82.
Tommy Doman to punt for the second time. Ryan Niblett watches it float out of bounds. And it's up near the 30-yard line of Texas. The Horns will start at their own 35 when we come back.
Cheesesteak? Little Caesars is the real deal.
Any other advice?
Yes, avoid highways. Now, Saquon?
No.
Now?
There's a car right there.
What's a car? Try new cheesesteak Crazy Puffs for $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza.
There's something important I need to tell you. I should have said this a long time ago. Is now the right time, Dad? You're eligible to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. I can't hear you. Because I'm an Army veteran, our whole family can join and get great benefits, like exclusive savings and discounts. Exclusive savings and discounts! Sounds great! Also, I love you. Thank you.
All veterans and their families can join. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
All right. Same thing?
Yup. This is our year.
You know, if getting AT&T's best deal on the new iPhone 17 Pro without needing the most expensive plan taught me anything, it's that switching things up can be a good call. So how about we try something that's timeless?
Oh, yeah. Good call. Ooh. Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
8 years ago, I blew my football career.
He dropped it at the 1-yard line.
If I can't play as Russ, I'll play as someone else.
You were born for this moment. Are you crying?
Oh, God.
ESPN College Football is fueled by Gatorade, the original sports drink. A carbohydrate electrolyte formula created 60 years ago by scientists at the University of Florida to help athletes hydrate better than water.
Yes, indeed. 1965, Dr. Robert Cade and a group of UF scientists developed Gatorade in conjunction with the football team. It gained notoriety when Steve Spurrier won the Heisman back in 1966. Gators became a national story, and a lot of us been drinking it ever since. Arch Manning looking downfield, jump ball to the sideline, and coming back to make the adjustment, Emmett Mosley. So good to see him return as he hooks up with Manning for 22.
There's an example of Arch staying patient in the pocket, not letting his mechanics break down. He was trying to hit the big shot to Wingo down the middle of the field. It wasn't there. He stayed poised and finds Mosley along the sideline. That's what Steve Sarkisian is looking for. That's what he's going to have to make those kind of plays under duress to get them back in this game.
Backwards pass. This is a trick play. And it is there. Jack Endries can't catch it.
They had it.
Oh, it was missed by Ryan Wingo. He had Endries wide open and just overthrew him. It was dialed up, and it could not have worked out better for Texas, except in the execution.
You can see Endries just kind of come off the line of scrimmage nice and slow and then take off down the field. And those are the kind of plays that you just got to make count. Sark called it at just the right time. Missed opportunity.
Instead, it's 2nd down and 10. Quarterback run for Arch Manning. Weaving and tripped up at the line of scrimmage by Sharif Denson. So instead of a touchdown a couple of plays ago, the Horns have 3rd down and 10 at the Gators' 43-yard line.
Just continue to have issues with being able to establish some go-to plays on 3rd down situations. And here in the swamp here today, it hasn't gotten any better. This is where this defensive front has rushed with discipline and effectiveness.
Quarterback draw. Arch Manning only picks up about 2, maybe 3. Now, are you running quarterback draw there with the idea of going for it on 4th down? It's 4th down and 8 at the plus 41-yard line. No, you've got the punt group, it looks like, forming up on the Texas sideline.
Yeah, it's just way too early with 9:22 in the 3rd. You just got to put this on your defense a little bit. They got to rise up and get either a turnover, get good field position by getting some negative plays, maybe a big punt return. There's a lot of football left to be played.
And a 4th down and a full 7. But still hurts to punt from the opponent's 40-yard line.
No doubt. No doubt.
Bomeister with the end-over-end kick. Bounces into the end zone past Ryan Niblett. It was there to be downed at the goal line, and they couldn't keep it out of the end zone.
Halloween is on Disney Plus.
Hello.
So you can feel a little fear.
What's this? Whoa.
Or a little more fear.
I see dead.
Or a lot of fear.
No.
Or you can get completely terrified. Choose wisely with Halloween on Disney Plus.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are learning a lot. Thanks to Google, Pedro knows more than he wanted to about gravel.
Oh.
And Judy wouldn't call herself a plumber, but she dabbles.
Wait, how do these things work together? Honey, I did it!
So far, if they've learned one thing about home ownership, is that there's a lot to learn. Good thing you can just ask Google.
Powerful performance. Seamless technology. And refined luxury. Some things are just too important to miss out on. The GLE and GLE Coupe from Mercedes-Benz.
Businesses work best when they put people first. Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure your team has the essential products they need, where and when they need them, to help keep them looking great, feeling confident,
and ready to be their best.
Get Cintas
Oh, I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday.
GSSI profile complete.
How much sweat are you willing to lose? Because when you do that, you can surpass the hype. You can inspire generation after generation. You can compete against anything. So how much are you willing to lose? That's how you know. Hey now, say now. How much you willing to win? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Here's today's player spotlight brought to you by Cintas.
Yeah, it's all about sophomore Jaden Ball. Fantastic sophomore running back. He has just run the football with aggressiveness, toughness, great vision here on this wide zone. You see a little bit of the speed, and then the aggressive finish. And just look at the feet here in the hole. He makes the All-American Michael Taft just grasp at air. And so far today, 13 carries, 66 yards, averaging 5.1 per carry. That's just what the football gods ordered for DJ Lagway. A complementary run game, an explosive passing game, an explosive, efficient passing game. And that's how you have a 19-7 lead.
Jaden Ball, the leading rusher last year as a freshman for Florida. He was all SEC on the freshman team. Pre-snap penalty will cost the Gators 5.
False start. Offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty. First down.
You're Billy Napier, you are telling your quarterback on the coach-to-player communication, just keep everybody locked in. You're running the football effectively. They're playing good football. Don't want any self-inflicted penalties that result in giving Texas favorable field position.
Lagway looks at Sturdivant. Instead comes back the other way. One-on-one. Jump ball. That is caught. He looked at the fifth-year senior and said, you know what? Let's throw it down the field to the true freshman instead.
And there is the big ball. Right there is the shot over the top. And just look at Vernell Brown. Look at how he just fights for this football down the field. This is his freshman 5-star versus freshman 5-star. Vernell Brown against Grayson Littleton. And Vernell Brown just wins it. He has shown that he can make these spectacular catches. He opened up the season in the first game of the year looking like Odell Beckham Jr. That's just fantastic.
Lagway, swing pass, Jaden Ball. Out of bounds close to the 20-yard line. Michael Taft made the stop after a gain of 3.
These young receivers, Vernell Brown and Dallas Wilson. And there you see the big shot over the top. Just perfect pass protection. He can take a shot and just say, hey, look, my receivers are better than your DBs. I'm just going to put it up there and let them go make a play.
Before the snap, a penalty again. Another false start.
False start. Offense, number 70, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
It's Damian George.
Right now, the only thing stopping Florida's momentum on offenses themselves. Billy Napier is in a groove. And he is locked in with his quarterback. He's locked in with his offensive line. The running back's running hard. Vernell Brown III, Eugene Wilson, all making plays.
Sidearm throw. Mizell hoping for a tunnel screen to develop. And that door shut quickly by the Horns. Brad Watson bustled over to make the stop for Texas. But now it's 3rd down and 9 just inside the 25-yard line.
Critical for Texas to shut the door in this 3rd down situation and force a field goal attempt. Cannot afford to let this drive continue on and have Florida just continue to hog the time of possession.
Give up a field goal, you're still only down by 2 scores. And a lot of time left. And they'll run it with Ball. 20-yard line. Colin Simmons made the stop. The crowd at the Swamp booing that call. But a field goal here puts you up 15 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I feel a little bit of their restlessness, though. Look, DJ Lagway has been in a nice rhythm. These wide receivers are making plays.
There's some PTSD for Florida fans over the past few years.
No question.
That might be showing up here.
But these young wide receivers have been making plays, and the quarterback has been protecting the ball and making good decisions.
38-yard field goal attempt for Trey Smack. He knocks it right down the middle. 22-7 Gators.
We on to the finals. Game 2 on ABC and streaming on the ESPN app.
It's all happening too fast.
What, you nervous about the wedding?
No, it's the house, dude. We got approved.
Bro, don't stress. This house, it's the one.
Speaking of the one, caterer. We need a caterer.
The Colonel believed his KFC chicken sandwich should be huge on flavor. Tender chicken, crisp pickles, but with a tiny $3.99 price. Oh, that crumb looks giant next to that tiny price. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. The $3.99 KFC chicken sandwich.
Get up to 22 hours of battery life with Snapdragon.
Uber Eats knows when your team scores extra points, you want extra pizza. And now here's a buy one, get one large pizza deal from Little Caesars on Uber Eats. Football scores again. When football makes you hungry, get deals all season long on Uber Eats.
Garden's never-ending pasta bowl is back. So first round, get your go-to. Second, have what she's having. What he's having. Go on, try that new spicy 3-meat sauce. Starting at $13.99 and back for a limited time.
Room for 6 full-size passions. A car that doesn't elevate everyone's experience is a car that stops short of amazing.
This is a meal. We're talking tender steak. We're talking cheesy. We're talking dipping in a dip-sized soup. Well, get a dip of that. Ciabatta dippers are back. It just feels good at Panera.
Let's take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Capital One. Penn State has woken up against UCLA, but they're still behind, and Texas and Alabama. No easy weeks in the SEC, Lewis.
Absolutely not. I mean, this is what you love, man. Decide all these things on the football field. You can't assume anything in this great college football season that we're having. I mean, just look at us. How about the games that we've called? How many upsets have we called? I mean, it's incredible. 4 upsets in a row. Wow.
Touchback on the kickoff as it goes all the way to the back wall of the stadium. What does Texas have to do to get their offense back on track since the one drive that Arch Manning engineered, resulting in the touchdown catch by Wisner? This has been the production.
I mean, look at this. 15 total yards of offense. Net 15 total yards of offense. I mean, it's just what you can't have. Look, when coaches start going deep in their bag of play calls to double passes, that's when you know they're searching. They're searching for something. And right now, they can't hang their hat on the offensive line. They can't hang their hat on the run game. They got to find something to generate a spark.
Pass protection was there. Hendricks can't run under that pass from Arch Manning. He took a hit as he let it go, but that time, that was about as clean a look as we've seen Arch Manning have in a while.
Yeah, he's able to throw this football in rhythm to Hendricks, running the 7 route there. He hits the back foot, takes a hitch, maybe a hitch and a half, trying to lay that football up over the top of the defender, but he just can't put it on him. And again, he's just taking hits, and that's exactly what Florida's defensive coordinator, Ron Roberts, wanted. Hit the quarterback, rush with integrity, hit the quarterback.
And now Arch Manning under center. Play action. He's out of the pocket. He's going to take off and run. Has a first down and more. And slides out to about the 40-yard line. Jordan Castell forced him into the slot, but Arch Manning's got 15.
And there, this time, you see they lose a little bit of lane integrity. He sees the opening. He doesn't have a spy sitting there looking at him, ready to chase him down. That's one of the things that Florida's coaching staff was worried about, his ability to pick up first downs with his legs. It's a good execution on Arch's part.
They run it with Christian Clark. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Tyreek Sapp made the stop. You know, Steve Sarkisian told us that in practice during the bye week, they forced Arch Manning into basically 4th read throws, right, Lewis? Like, you have to go through your progressions, but all of that practice is really tough to capitalize on if you can't protect him. He hasn't had time to get to his 3rd and 4th reads.
Absolutely not. Everything breaks down when the protection breaks down.
So what do you do?
Arch has shown a lot of poise. I think, look, he's just going to have to make some individual plays. He's going to have to throw the football with accuracy when the pocket is clean. Every rep counts.
The throwback screen. Underthrown. Christian Clark scoops it up, and jitterbugs for about 8 yards. A yard shy of the first down, gets out to the 49-yard line.
See, everything is so hard to come by in terms of positive plays. You're seeing Sark is having to dig deep into his play calling sheet. The double passes, the throwback screens, the tight end throwback screens. It's a grind for a play caller right now.
We thought Christian Clark scooped it up. Did he?
The ruling on the field is a catch for a completed pass. The previous play is under video review.
The crowd, I think, saw the ball touch the ground. If, in the opinion of the officials, a player has firm grasp of the football, it can touch the ground. Now the question is, does he have full, firm control as the nose of the ball brushes the ground? Would you call that a catch?
I would call that a catch. It's a heck of a catch. I mean, it is razor thin. But it doesn't look like he ever loses control of the football. Yeah, you see him. He's got it gripped by his fingertips. But he looks like he's still controlling it.
Jerry McGinn, again, our officiating expert. Jerry, this seems to be one of those that could go either way.
You're correct. This could go either way, but the ruling on the field is a catch. So they're going to have indisputable video evidence to dispute this. And it does appear that he does have control of the ball, even though it touches the ground. I'm expecting this to be upheld.
That's a great point. When the precedent is set on the field, they ruled it a catch. That means that the video evidence has to be indisputable, clear and obvious that they got it wrong.
Right.
Here is the decision that makes it official.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld for a completed pass.
That's the right call.
The crowd booing, but again, the ball can touch the ground as long as... And Billy Napier's, I'm sure, making the same argument. I'm looking up at the big screen and I see the ball touch the ground, but if, in the opinion of the officials, Christian Clark's got firm grasp of the football, it's not incomplete just because it crushed the ground. So now 3rd down and 1. Big play at midfield. And Wisner back in.
Now you may be looking at 2-down territory. Do you just try and run the football to pick it up? Or do you try and go for a shot play here and kind of lull Florida to sleep?
Pitch, flags down, false start. And that might have been a crowd noise-induced false start. Although Texas is pointing at the Gators.
False start. Offense, left tackle. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And the Gators were right, so now it's 3rd down and 6.
I think you're looking at the right tackle. You're going to see 73, Brandon Baker. He's the one who moved.
73 was a fouling player.
Correct. It was the right tackle, not the left tackle. But now you're out of 2-down territory, possibly. Now the play calling changes. Now you got to throw the football. Now Florida can try and heat him up again. Rush with 4, keep a spy so he doesn't get out of the box.
It is a 4-man rush. Long throw. Coming back to make the catch is Emmett Mosley.
It's a great route.
Gain of 17 on 3rd down. That's a big one for Texas.
Great route by Emmett Mosley against Cormani McClain. Look at him. Makes him think that this sells him on the go route. And just as McClain opens his hips to go on the go route. He snaps it off. Arch puts it right on him. Those are the kind of plays. They need to stack those kind of plays on top of each other.
The only receiver that Texas signed in the portal from Stanford was Mosley, and he made a big play there. And now they're looking for another big play to the back of the end zone. Ryan Wingo got a foot down for the touchdown. What a throw from there.
That is high-level quarterback play. That's what Steve Sarkisian is talking about. He was trying to get the football to Emmett Mosley again. Couldn't get it to him. Had to step up in the pocket, kept two hands on the football. Was able to identify Wingo streaking on the post and puts it right on it.
And Steve Sarkisian opting to kick the extra point here to make this an 8-point game. There'd be an analytics argument to say at some point if you have to have two, you go for two now. But if you go for two now and you don't get it, you're still down 2 scores. So the extra point here will make this a 1-point game or a 1-score game after the officials sort out whatever they're having a conversation over. And now Mason Shipley's ready to go. It's the Gators by 8 with 2:43 to go in the third.
He's trying to get the football down here on the little stop route, but it's not open. So then he picks up Wingo, who's just running the post. No safety in the middle of the field. You're going to see the safety drop down at the top of the screen. Corner and outside leverage. Arch, perfect execution. Nice and calm in the pocket, 2 hands on the football, just slides to his left. Look, you see him looking to his right. He's like, man, it's not there. I got a free rusher coming in my face. And I've got Ryan Wingo just streaking on the post. He has been a big playmaker for them this year. That's just good eyes by Arch. That's good composure. Threw the football on balance, didn't get overly excited. Big time play. That's exactly what Steve Sarkisian needed out of his quarterback. Got to his second read, on balance, able to make a guy miss. That's going to happen sometimes. Your offensive line's going to get beat. That's high-level quarterback play.
How about the sidestep of the pass rush, as you said? That was probably about as calm as Arch Manning could look, as he still had to deal with the pass rush to buy Wingo the time he needed. Burnell Brown lets this one bounce. Did it reach the goal line? It did. Took a hop back towards the 5-yard line. But it will be a touchback. So Arch Manning now with a pair of touchdown passes. One to Wisner, one to Wingo to make this a 1-score game. And now DJ Lagway has been very efficient today, especially the run game of Florida that they've been able to lean on. They've got 122 yards rushing, but a lot of time left. 2:43 to go in the third. Bob Wischusen here with Louis Riddick, Chris Button, and Jerry McGinn, our officiating expert as well.
With Florida, you just keep doing what you've been doing. You've been owning the line of scrimmage. The running backs have been punishing Texas's defense. Then you mix in the play-action shots, let your young wide receivers go to work. No need to change anything as far as your approach.
Play action for Lagway. Throws one across his body and had to avoid a sack as he was trying to find Jaden Ball out of the backfield. Colin Simmons all over Lagway, and now something to say afterwards as well. Has to be pulled away by Murad Watson.
Big time playmakers for Texas, trying to put their mark on this football game, and Colin Simmons is one of those guys. He can change it in a heartbeat. A sack, a strip sack. Got to make plays.
Jaden Ball. That's a good run on second down. After the incompletion to make it third and a long 2 close to 3. Anthony Hill Jr. to stop.
Been saying it all game long. The left side of the Florida offensive line has just been dominant. Anytime they need it, that's where they go. That time they ran just a little power-looking scheme, a little gap scheme, pull the guard, and Jaden Ball just take his time. Now you've got him in third and short situation. Exactly where you want to be.
They run it with Ball. Hunts and finds the first down. Boy, with all those white jerseys up near the line of scrimmage, it looked like Texas was basically selling out to try and stop the run, and they still couldn't stop Jaden Ball on third down.
Well, they knew what was coming. But the interior players for Florida today have they've just been on their game.
81 yards rushing for Jaden Ball, averaging over 5 yards per carry. They go right back to it. Bouncing, jitterbugging, and now delivering punishment for 9 yards. Met by Jelani McDonald.
It's the subtle feet, the smoothness of his running style at 225 plus. That is just so fun to watch. I mean, he makes defenders miss in the hole with ease. And then if he's got you one-on-one and he's got nowhere to go, he's going to lower his shoulder on you, and it isn't going to feel good.
We saw him yesterday. You saw him and said, "Did you lose some weight?"
Yeah, he looked lean up top.
I mean, he's listed at 231, but I think he's playing right now still at about 220.
Yeah, he said he was a little bit lighter than that.
Lagway down the sideline. Inbounds, Dallas Wilson. To the end zone, dragging tacklers for a Gators touchdown. Did Dallas Wilson stay in? If he did, this is a home run hitter hitting a home run.
There he's in, he's in, he's in, he's in. This kid is living up to all the hype.
That's a true freshman.
That's a grown man. That's a grown man in a young kid's body.
Sometimes coaches hype up a true freshman. Sometimes they tell us we really think we've got something in this kid. We're going to debut him tomorrow as Dallas Wilson is finally healthy. He's living up to the advanced billing we were told about.
First of all, look at what he's doing. Look at what he does at the top of the screen here. Can't get all the way to the top of the screen. He's going to be one-on-one against Kobe Black, who goes 6'2", 200 pounds himself. Look at what he does. He just says, "Get off of me." He's going to knock you down. And then after that, maybe the best athlete on the Texas roster, Jelani McDonald, he can't get him down either as he tries to go for the punch out. But just watch this. Gets him squared up, just sticks his left arm out and basically runs him over. Texas bench probably asking for an offensive pass interference. And maybe they have an argument. And you see Michael Taft come over at the end and try and put a hit on him. And watch what happens to him. He just bounces off of it. Jelani McDonald, look, I saw these guys on the field pregame. These guys are stuck. Did you see how Michael Taft's head snapped back when he tried to hit him? I mean, that's unbelievable. This is a true freshman, 6'3", 213 pounds, that everyone here, when you said, "Just tell me about Dallas Wilson," they all go, "Oh," everybody's face lights up. Now you see why.
Again, that story, the first workout he threw up. And so all the veteran players on the team, Jordan Castell among them, said, "Come on, man, you're a 5-star and you're throwing up in your first SEC practice?" And then he went out in the spring game, 10 catches for 195 yards. They're like, "Oh, you know what, you might be a 5-star. You're pretty good." We are seeing it on display today, the difference maker that he is.
You see how happy his teammates are for him? That's what's even cooler. So you know he's a good kid. They said, "Hey, look," the coaching staff said he doesn't even realize how much we're counting on him. To him, he's just out here playing football. He'll just be like, "Hey, throw me the ball. I'll make a play." He doesn't care about how big the stage is. He just wants to go play. Wow.
Arch Manning off play action. And as he throws, floating pass, gets it there. Stands in the pocket, takes the punishment, and finds DeAndre Moore.
That's another big-time throw. Under duress, getting clobbered. His eyes never come down, though. He never takes his eyes down. Just look at that. 2 hands on the football, just working his feet. It looks like a quarterback drill.
Got planted by Miles Graham. Wisner with a flag thrown behind the play. Wisner and Cormani McClain have words. 4 seconds to go in the quarter.
Holding. Offense, number 73. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Brandon Baker called for a hold. That'll bring that run back.
You can see Brandon Baker, the right tackle. Again, this defensive front has just been giving them a lot of problems. Start to lose the defender on that outside zone, on that wide zone. Your natural tendency is to try and grab.
Texas has won 9 in a row dating back to 2022 in true conference road games. That streak very much in doubt.
Well, I think we challenged. We knew this game would be a line of scrimmage game. And certainly part of that is creating it, passing down so you can affect the quarterback, right? So we needed to get back to running the ball on offense, but we're not done, right? So in general here, we're controlling the line of scrimmage. We're affecting their quarterback, and our quarterback is playing clean.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Controlling the line of scrimmage to the tune of 415 total yards of offense. Arch Manning, that time a clean pocket. Down the sideline, it's through the hands of Ryan Wingo. Devin Moore closed the distance.
Just trying to run 2 seams against cover 2, trying to put the safety in a bind. Arch is trying to pick the one that he wants to throw it to. Ryan Wingo can't pull that in, but what you do like is that you're seeing Arch kind of settle in now. Despite the fact that he's been under pressure and has taken some wicked shots, he's looking much more comfortable.
Second down and 20, though, with that holding penalty to end the third quarter. 4-man rush. It gets there. Manning escapes. He's down the sideline. Arch Manning gets a block. Arch Manning making a huge play with his legs.
Once again, he's got a free runner coming right at him. Brian Taylor Jr. And then he just does what he can do to pick up positive yards.
That's where he looks more like his grandfather than his uncle.
He sure does. Look, he's having to take over. He's having to grow up here right now in this hostile environment and make plays for his team, and he's answering the call.
36-yard scramble. Sidearms one on the right flat to Jack Andrews. He only has a yard.
Bob, you can feel the young man's confidence growing. You can feel it. You can just see it in that throw right there. He's thrown that pass how many times already this season, but he's playing with like an attitude right now, which is, look, I know it's on me. I know I'm going to have to take some shots. I know I'm going to have to make some runs, and I'm up to the challenge. You love to see it.
Arch Manning went through an exhaustive recruiting process. He visited Alabama, Georgia, and Texas each 4 times before he chose the Longhorns. Flags thrown here. And we talked to him about his choice of Texas and why it was such an exhaustive process.
Okay. False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And Chris, he's got some angels on his shoulder as well that have gone through this before.
He does. Before their last game against Sam Houston, he got a call from Colt McCoy. It was Colt's decision to want to reach out. He's been in his shoes, not just as a Texas quarterback, but having to be the guy that replaced Vince Young. And his advice to him, just rip it, be you.
Well, his team just cost him 5 more yards, another false start.
When Sark talks about we have to be better around him, when offensive coaches talk about you have to be better around your quarterback.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
These are the kind of things that they're talking about. You got to lock in. This is a hostile environment. I mean, just look at this crowd. I mean, look at them. They're at full decibels right now.
Four-man rush on 2nd and 19. Rips one over the middle and throws an interception. Jordan Castell just playing center field and ended up right between the 1 and the 4.
You see, he's just trying to hit Emmett Mosley coming across the field. We're going to see Castell just sitting there in this too high look. He's just playing it top down. He's playing a version of cover 4, and he just misses a little bit. And the safety is right where he needs to be. Sometimes you get gifts. And in this case, Jordan Castell got one. Florida back in business.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
Look, Mom. Wow. Ugh, wish I bought Dixie. These weak store brand plates turn hard work into heartbreak.
Next time, get Dixie Ultra Plates. 3 times stronger than the leading store brand. Dixie, make it right.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back. So now get a Big Mac meal for $8.
Who's here? Because any car that doesn't offer the confidence that it will find you is a car that stops short of amazing.
You can't predict sick days. But with Kleenex, you can be prepared for them. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
3 for Me, only at Chili's, now serves up the all-new Big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value meal. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
ESPN College Football is presented by Chili's 3 for Me, the best $10.99 you can eat.
Uncle Peyton never beat the Gators. Uncle Eli was perfect. Arch Manning trying to make more like Eli than Peyton, but he needs 2 scores in the last 10 minutes to possibly force overtime. At some point, a 2-point conversion has to come into play. It's 29-14 Florida with 9:56 to go. And with Texas starting all the way back at their own 15-yard line, Lewis, at some point you're going to arrive at a time on the clock where this becomes 4-down territory for Texas, needing 2.
No question. We're fast approaching it. Now Arch Manning is going to have to do Manning-type stuff.
Play action. And he steps up and goes down. He wanted to push it down the field, but the blitz arrived. Sharif Denson put the pressure on and forced him up in the pocket.
Florida doing a nice job of mixing up their rushes, mixing up their pressures. That time they run a simulated pressure, bring the nickel to the wide side of the field. Just gives them a little bit of a different look. You see Steve Sarkisian just trying to find the right combination, the right route design, trying to anticipate what kind of coverage he's going to get and let his young quarterback go to work.
And can the pass protection hold up? This time it does, at least for the time being. And that might be a coverage sack. Devin Moore wrestled down Arch Manning. Again, he wanted to throw one deep and just couldn't unload it.
There's just nowhere to go with the football. You're just going to see, just watch the zone coverage. We're just going to let it roll here. There's really no one uncovering. There's no one ready. He may have been able to hit the curl route at the top of the screen. That's easier for us to say sitting up here analyzing it. But give credit to Florida's defense. They have mixed up man, zone, 2 high, 1 high, simulated pressures, zone pressures.
3 sacks, but they have affected Arch Manning all day. This time he rips one right to the first down line to gain DeAndre Moore Jr. He's got enough. Boy, give Arch Manning a clean pocket, and he has made some terrific throws.
That is a great throw into this cover 4 looking scheme, maybe a quarter half scheme as they call it. He finds the open man running that out from the slot. Big time throw.
Now they run it. Wisner bouncing. Flag down, thrown behind the play. A gain of 3. Castell made the stop, but it's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 84. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And now we're down to 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's tight end Jordan Washington again. When you start losing defenders to your outside, watch what you do. Your natural tendency is to grab, because you know where the ball is obviously declaring, and you don't want your guy to make the play. That's just the natural instinct. It happens to the best of them. It's just untimely in this situation. Now you're way behind the sticks.
And the clock moving as we approach the midway point of the 4th quarter. Manning, he wants it all. Again, DeAndre Moore, the intended receiver, and it's underthrown and intercepted by Devin Moore.
Watch this play by Devin Moore. Watch him wheel turn and find this football. Again, this looks like combine work. He knows that he's beat on the 7. He doesn't panic. He just wheels and then high points the football. Nothing makes me happier than good defensive back play. That's perfect.
What can I get you today?
I don't know. Why is it so hard to find a job where I can help people?
I always wanted a job where I can travel more.
I want a job building rockets.
Okay.
A job that uses my people skills. And a cheeseburger. I'm a creative person. I want to work somewhere creative.
Businesses work best when they put people first. Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure your team has the essential products they need, where and when they need them, to help keep them looking great, feeling confident, and ready to be their best. Get Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. From the first bite to the last bite, that bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, you have those 3 things together, and it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Real guest paid for their testimonial.
With Chewy Pharmacy, save 20% and make every pet a healthy pet. Get quality meds to help with anything, fleas, allergies, or recoveries, delivered fast. For great prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy Pharmacy.
We know that it takes hard work to be the best in the game. It starts up front with protection. Then we work as a team to be on time every time.
Now that's the best in the game. No playoff needed. Old Dominion Freight Line.
You can't touch me.
They're revved up for a big game. We're in for a good night.
Matt Berry back in our college football studio. What a day of college football we have. The only undefeated on undefeated matchup coming up tonight. ESPN Texas Tech taking on Houston. Cameron Dickey, a big star. We'll see him tonight.
Texas Tech number 11 as Jaden Baugh trying to finish off number 9 Texas. And if the Gators are able to do so, these are two trends that will flip in a big way today. Florida looking for their 18th all-time win against a top 10 team when they are unranked. But Texas, in their history, pretty dominant as a top 10 team against unranked opponents. This is a different animal today.
It sure is. This is a much healthier, motivated football team than Billy Napier really feels as though now that his quarterback is healthy, the way this offensive line has played, Dallas Wilson's debut has been nothing short of spectacular.
Fluttering pass. That's going to be intercepted. Just what Texas needed. DJ Lagway was hit, and the ball came out wobbly. Michael Taft picks it off, and Texas has it right back with 6:43 to go.
Just watch Michael Taft, the All-American free safety. Just watch him. He's going to shuffle and then break. Can't get the full draw here on the screen. Shuffle, back pedal, read the quarterback's eyes, go. Even before DJ Lagway let it go, he was already in full break with the perfect angle.
And Cole Brevard got his hand up and just got a piece of the throwing arm of DJ Lagway, and that very much affected the throw.
Absolutely. Saw the ball fluttering. Again, just good fundamental play. Back-to-back plays by the secondaries of Florida and now Texas and Michael Taft.
So the Gators were going for the knockout punch. That gamble turns into a giveaway, and Arch Manning blitzed, sacked again. Jaden Robinson off the edge.
It's just another simulated pressure. Just watch. They have a guy here who's going to come in and drop out, and then they're going to bring the pressure off the edge. It's a great design. You just don't know who's coming, but they're still only rushing 4. It's just confusing the offensive line, confusing the quarterback, getting free runners to get free hits on the quarterback. It's just a masterful game plan on the part of Florida.
Another blitz. Same player. This time Manning escapes. Heaves one. Incomplete. He did well to avoid the blitzing Jaden Robinson and keep the play alive when he overthrew DeAndre Moore.
It's basically the same blitz. It's the same simulated pressure, except this time they bring Jaden Robinson inside instead of off the edge. It's the same coverage. And right now, Ron Roberts, he's in his bag, the defensive coordinator for Florida. It's just a cat and mouse between he and Steve Sarkisian right now. Football at the highest level.
3rd and 17. Arch Manning trying his best to diagnose the protection. Did they get the playoff? They may not have. But he was trying to communicate to his offensive line and ran out of time.
Prior to the snap, the play clock ran out. Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And now it's 3rd and 22.
And what's your play call for 3rd and 22, Bob?
Well, you need to get half of it because it's probably four down territory at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, these are just like almost impossible situations is my point. I mean, it's just it's so difficult. It's just so difficult. And this crowd, this environment.
That's a false start. Ryan Wingo started upfield before they snapped the ball. He went in motion and just took off.
False start. Offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
He tried to time it up and just took off early.
Yeah, you're going to see him here. And his back is to the line of scrimmage. He doesn't know. I mean, Arch gives a clap and then another one for the ball to be snapped, but he's already gone. And with the way this crowd is at full decibels, I mean, there's just no way, unless you time that up perfectly, you can do it.
Wisner. Lowers his shoulders, gets to the 20-yard line. Now it's 4th down and 16. There's 5:55 to go. And this is a very low percentage play here. And with all your timeouts, if you're Steve Sarkisian, do you punt? It looks like they will. They need 2 scores. I don't know, Lewis. It almost feels like you have to go for this on 4th and 16 to have any realistic chance, down by 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion having to factor in as well.
True. On your own 20, you know, though, if you don't make it, the game is over. I mean, the game may be over anyway at this point, considering how Florida has really controlled the line of scrimmage.
Burnell Brown, fair catch at the 35-yard line of Florida. Coming up tonight at 7:30 Eastern on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Texas A&M at number 6 right now will host Mississippi State. Fun coaching matchup tonight as well. Jeff Lebby and Mike Elko at 7:30 Eastern on the SEC Network.
You got to like what Jeff Lebby has done coming over from Oklahoma.
And both coaches have done a great job of flipping things.
And those guys are both great guys to talk to when you talk to them in production meetings. Mike Elko, one of the very best, and A&M is rolling.
Bob Wischusen, Lewis Riddick, Chris Budden, and our referee extraordinaire, Jerry McGinn. Aiden Ball, straight ahead run. And he picks up 5 yards, maybe 6 on 1st down. Steve Sarkisian calls timeout.
First charge timeout of the half, Texas. 30-second timeout. Game clock operator. Please put the game clock back to 5:09.
2 touchdowns on the day for the true freshman Dallas Wilson in his debut.
And he's just a grown man, an absolute stud. The body control, the speed, the strength, the instincts, the competitiveness. Look at that release. You better double cover this young man. If you're going to get up on the line of scrimmage and press him, if officials are going to let him play physical on the outside like that against your press coverage, you better get low, and you better make sure your aiming point is right, because he'll just run you right over like a locomotive.
First time Florida has had a player with 100 or more receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns in his college debut in the last 3 decades. And they've had some pretty good ones come through here.
Yeah, they've had quite a few. He's special. It's just, it's simple as that. He's special.
5:09 to go. Ball driven back. Timeout number 2 called by Steve Sarkisian.
Second charge timeout of the half, Texas.
And speaking of a Wilson, we want to send our best to Scott Wilson. Now, if you're not familiar with who Scott Wilson is, well, he is a Texas superfan. He is known for his incredible attendance. I mean, since the days of Earl Campbell, he had been to over 573 consecutive Texas games. And he was coming here through Jacksonville to come to the game and had a heart attack. So we understand that he is in the hospital. I guess from a Texas standpoint, you wish you had better news to give him than the Horns being down by a couple of touchdowns. But Scott Wilson, from all of us, especially for all your dedication to Texas and college football over the years, get well soon. Probably comes down to this for Texas. 5:06 to go. Steve Sarkisian has kind of made this the last stand. He has used his timeouts, and it's 3rd down and a long 3. They have to get a stop. False start. So that'll make it 3rd down and 8. That's a big favor being done by the Gators for Texas.
False start. Offense, number 86, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Tony Livingston, the tight end.
It's the mental error, just not locking in, letting your mind drift. They're about to go with that outside zone again to Jaden Ball, see if he can put this game away. Now you got 3rd and 8.
If you're Billy Napier and Russ Callaway, would you put the ball in the air on 3rd and 8 or just run it, force Texas to use that last timeout?
I think that's it. Just 2 scores. Just keep the ball on the ground. Let the clock keep rolling.
And they'll play it with Jaden Baugh. Texas obviously ready for it. Limits him to a gain of 2, and there is the final timeout. So the Horns about to get the ball back. 5 minutes to go, and they need 2 scores. They are now out of timeouts. A reminder that coming up next, Jacob Rodriguez and Texas Tech will take on Houston. That is his wife, Emma. She is a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. So she's got the far tougher job in that family. And she'll also be mic'd up tonight during the game. So we'll get to listen in on what a wife has to say during the game while her husband's playing.
And how cool is that? Speaking of those Black Hawk helicopters, a couple years ago for Monday Night Football, we got a chance to go and see some Black Hawks and the Apaches, and just unbelievable pieces of machinery. Unbelievable. How cool is that?
Ryan Niblett hoping for a chance to return a punt. Texas are going to come after Doman. He gets it away. And as a result, no one back to block for Niblett. So he's just going to get what he can, and a pretty good change of field position out to the 31-yard line. And Chris Budden, we've seen a lot of pre-snap penalties from Texas.
You're wondering just how loud it is. The Swamp is one of the toughest places to play. And when Texas's offense is out there, my decibel reader is reading over 95 consistently, especially in this last quarter. To give you a sense of what does that mean, that's like having a power saw in your ear.
Arch Manning has had the pass rush in his ear along with the power saw.
He feels like he's dodging power saws for sure.
Not only the 4 sacks, but how many times today has he just been affected in the pocket?
Yeah, you know, I know it hasn't gone exactly the way Arch wants it to, and he's turned the football over, but you've seen some growth out of this young man today.
He has an escape lane. Instead, he's going to take a shot into double coverage. Bobbled around and almost caught on the carom by Ryan Wingo. Bryce Thornton was there to maybe pick it off. Devin Moore as well.
I mean, he's having to take chances because of the situation in the game. But just the fundamentals that he's playing with, the movement in the pocket. He's having to do some things that you typically obviously wouldn't want your quarterback to do, and Ryan Wingo almost comes down with just a spectacular catch.
Spin out for Manning. Floats one over the middle. Great composure. Jalen McCutcheon, a true freshman, makes his first catch for 27 yards with 4.5 minutes to go. Again, Texas out of timeouts. So they only have the 2-minute timeout, and then when we go under 2 minutes, the clock stopping after first downs to help them. Arch Manning. This time, again across his body. DeAndre Moore. Inside the 10. Close to the goal line. Brought down at the 1. Texas has to hurry.
Hey, this is something that Arch has struggled with. Throwing the football with accuracy, moving to his left on the run. That's twice now that he has looked really good getting out of the pocket, throwing on the move, and throwing some darts again. He's growing up right in front of our eyes.
Wisner, short of the goal line, and that will cost them time. 3:40 to go and the clock rolling. Well, Texas has to get lined up. Arch Manning looking over to the sideline. They're not substituting. That does allow them to go quickly. Wisner again, into the end zone for the touchdown. 3:20 to go. And they're going to play to make this an 8-point game again, to try and keep the game alive by only kicking the extra point here and not going for 2 yet.
That's a heck of a drive by Texas. That's big-time playmaking ability by Arch Manning. keeping plays alive, keeping his eyes down the field. He's been getting hit and harassed relentlessly all day long. And his receivers still running hard, working to get open.
A had-to-have-it drive for Texas, and they got it.
It sure was. And again, it all starts with the quarterback. Under pressure, he has the tight end, Jordan Washington, in the flat, but he decides to just hold on to the football, knowing he needs to get some chunk plays. Able to complete successfully down the field again, escaping to his left. Something that he struggled with as far as throwing with accuracy. But that time he delivers a dime to DeAndre Moore. And then here he hands it off to Wisner. He could have followed him into the end zone had he decided to pull that one. Nice play calls, nice execution, nice ad-libbing by the quarterback. And here we go.
Now, Lewis, the question. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Only the 2-minute timeout to stop the clock. Will Texas kick it deep, or do you onside kick here? Because obviously Florida can take it all the way down to the 2-minute timeout, run a play on the other side of the 2-minute timeout as well. But if you're Texas and you kick it deep, you're probably only going to have, even with a 3-and-out, under 1 minute and 20 seconds left by the time you get the ball back.
Yeah, I think Sark is sitting here thinking, I don't know if I'm going to get this ball back. Do I need to try and get this now?
The hands team is ready for the Gators. And they're going to pooch it into no man's land. Oh. And missing the ball and running back is Brown, and he covers it up at the 5. Wow. That's probably about the best result you could hope for if you're Texas by kicking it deep.
Yeah, you're just hoping that the returner mishandles it, and you got enough speed on your kickoff team that they can get down there, and that's the ideal situation. You're right, and you see who's leading the charge. 21, Ryan Niblett, one of the faster guys on the Texas roster. That ball bounces funny ways, man.
First and 10 Gators.
Now it's about trying to get this ball out. All those things you practice in individual drills and team drills as a defense, trying to punch the football out. You got to create something here. And if you're Florida, it's 2 hands on the ball. Clean operations. This is the detail part of the game.
Lagway off play action, flips it in the right flat. That's a big play. Tony Livingston. Very close to a first down. He's got 9 yards.
That's great ball handling by DJ Lagway. Look how he puts the ball out there, shows it to the defense, and then just pulls it. Nice, easy pass. It's the ball handling. It's the footwork by Lagway. That's what sells the defense.
All you need is a first down here for Florida, and you basically end the game. And now Texas jumps and gives them that first down.
Outside, number 0. Contact on the offensive player, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You think he did it on purpose to try and stop the clock, Anthony Hill, with 2:45 to go?
You know, I think Anthony Hill was looking at Damian George, the right guard, and saw him kind of sit back in his stance as they were shifting and changing the formation. I think he's just trying to time it up.
So it is a first down for the Gators. And they will run it right up the middle with Jaden Ball. He protects the football, and that will take us down to the 2-minute timeout. Arch Manning's going to need a miracle. His team has to get a stop to have any hope to at least even force a punt when we come back.
Sometimes you just need a moment. Self-care has never been this easy. Gummy vitamins from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
you gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
There has never been a worse time.
Get up to 22 hours of battery life with Snapdragon.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can explore the neighborhood or live like a local. Unplug for the day or plunge into a long weekend. With IHG's 20 hotel brands, you can guest how you guest.
Don't mind Kevin. He's on week 4 of his DoorDash streaks. This week he's got the delicious Arby's beef and cheddar.
That's a lot of eating energy.
Win every week with DoorDash Streaks. Opt in, order every Saturday, build the savings.
Bacon! I need bacon! Not bacon! Not bacon! Not falling for that again. Squirrel? No time! It's meaty. It's tasty. It's bacon! Nom 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 nom. I love you. I love bacon. I love you. I love bacon.
Chipotle just dropped Build Your Own Chipotle.
Let's go! A mini Chipotle experience at home.
It feeds 4 to 6 people.
We have a lot of food here.
Lots of protein, rice and beans.
Everybody can make whatever they want, and there's plenty to go around.
Absolute game changer.
We put it through the worst, so you get its best. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
SEC all day on ABC.
This league is like the NFL. I mean, anybody can beat anybody.
It sure can.
It's just terrific football every single week in the SEC. And the Gators trying to end this game against Texas. That last touchdown made it a one-score game. But it's 2nd down and 5 with 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter for Florida. They pick up a first down, the game is over. They won't get it here. Now the Longhorns are out of timeouts. And the 40-second play clock begins. If Texas can get a stop on 3rd down, roughly about 30 seconds to go or so in the game, they could get the ball back.
Helmet came off during the play under 2 minutes.
Now a player lost a helmet on the field under 2 minutes to go. A timeout has been called now.
Florida's using a timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff. 1:53 on the game clock, please. 1:53 on the game clock.
Florida is using a timeout here to avoid the 10-second runoff, and that gives more time to Texas. And it's 3rd down.
I wonder what Billy Napier is thinking here.
I don't understand any of that.
Yeah, and I think it was Austin Barber, the left tackle. You saw him hit the ground, and he was kind of like reaching for his face. You see him there on the sideline now, putting his helmet back on. But yeah, look, time is something that is not on Texas' side. You don't want to preserve it for them.
Well, they just did.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't know if this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It'll be interesting to see what Billy Napier's thinking is here. Unless he feels like he's just so confident he's just going to pick up this 3rd down here and seal the game that way. He wants to talk it over maybe and come up with the right call and say, hey, look, we want to preserve our field position. We think we're just going to end this game right here. And I don't know. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. That'll be something I'm sure he'll be asked about.
I mean, a 10-second runoff at this point helps Florida.
Absolutely.
Doesn't hurt them.
Absolutely.
Well, it's academic if they pick up this first down. But if Texas gets a stop, way more time will be left on the clock than they anticipated. And they're going to get that stop. Now the clock rolls with 1:48 to go. Instead of there being maybe a half minute or so to go, the Longhorns are about to get the ball back with about a minute left on the clock. I would think Billy Napier would let the clock wind down as far as he possibly can and then use another timeout before the punt. But 10 on the play clock and a minute 15 on the game clock. There's no way Texas should end up with as much time as they are about to end up with.
Yeah. That's a decision-making sequence that he's going to have to explain as to what was his thinking in that particular situation.
Florida, 30-second timeout.
So now there's a minute and 6 on the clock. Texas is out of timeouts, but depending on where they get the football, with the clock stopping in college inside of 2 minutes, if you pick up a first down, that's certainly a mechanism to save them some time.
It sure is.
They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And this special teams play becomes enormous as well.
I was about to say, it's a crucial sequence of plays. If you're Texas, now you're thinking here, do you want to play for a return or do you want to go for the block? You don't want to go for the block and get an unnecessary roughing. To me, you want to try and set up a return. And you want to see if you can get Niblett loose and have him just produce an explosive play.
Tommy Dolman.
They're playing for the return.
It's a wobbly punt away. It takes a Florida bounce, and this costs time for Texas as well, as it goes out of bounds at the Longhorns' 31-yard line. Still 54 seconds on the clock for Arch Manning now, who's getting an opportunity. When he was over on the sideline a few moments ago, I can't imagine he ever believed he would get.
So now, if you're Ron Roberts, the defensive coordinator for Florida, you got to balance trying to make sure that you continue to hit Arch and make him uncomfortable with making sure you don't have the ball thrown over your head and you give up a cheap one, and somehow, some way, Texas ties this game up. And if you're Arch, you're going, this is what I was brought here for. This is why I signed up. And they all talked about it. You sign up for big games like this when you come to Texas. Let's see what the young man has.
This delay is. They actually just adjusted the clock from 54 to 55. So 1 extra second for Texas is added on. 4-man rush. Arch Manning. Can't escape. His helmet comes off as well. Cameron James with the sack. And if no penalty is called, they have to take Arch Manning out of the game.
Number 16 helmet came off during the play. This qualifies for a 10-second runoff. Game clock operator, please put the game clock at 3:06.
Wow.
3:06
So
on the game
not
clock.
only will Matthew Caldwell be forced into the game for one play, but because Arch Manning lost his helmet, it's a 10-second runoff as well.
Arch is going to want that play back. He had Jordan Washington, the tight end, splitting the safeties down the middle of the field, just didn't pull the trigger.
And Matthew Caldwell's got to put it in the air. How about that throw? Ryan Wingo turns upfield, gets to the sideline and stops the clock with 26 seconds to go, but there are flags in the offensive backfield.
I think you're going to get hands to the face on the part of Florida.
Each team's pointing at the other.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense, number 91.
Wow.
15-yard
That's
penalty
big.
to the end of the run. First down.
So 26 yards on the reception as Matthew Caldwell comes cold into the game and rips a throw.
That is big. You're going to see it's McLeod. He's right here. Just watch. I believe it's his right hand. His left hand gets up into the face mask, up underneath the chin. There it is.
And now Arch Manning is back in at the plus 40-yard line.
If you're Arch, you're saying to yourself, I missed that middle read on Jordan Washington earlier. I got to let this thing rip. They're playing this too high look. If I get somebody running down the middle of the field, I got to let it go.
Arch Manning on the move. Throws one down towards the goal line. Is it intercepted? Cormani McClain couldn't haul it in. It's incomplete. Ryan Wingo was there as well.
Bob, he had a guy open again.
It's an incomplete pass. Second down.
Watch you're seeing the end of the play as McClain trying to make the game-ending interception.
Game clock operator. Please put 19 seconds on the game clock.
Loses control of it at the end.
No doubt. So 19 seconds to go. As Texas still does have a pulse.
He had DeAndre Moore in the middle of the field. Again, if Florida's going to keep playing this split safety looks, Arch has to look for someone streaking down the middle of the field and let it go. It's been there twice now. Let's see if he can get it.
Arch Manning tries to keep the play alive by shoveling a ball forward. They'll say he's down. George Gums gets the sack, and the clock's going to run out. They're out of timeouts. They've got receivers all the way down the field. I don't know they're going to get another snap. It goes to 0. He tries to spike it. The clock's at all zeros. Steve Sarkisian thinks there's a second left.
The previous play is under video review to see if there was any time left on the clock prior to the offense clocking the ball.
Will Texas get a chance at a Hail Mary? Or will they say that the spike came too late?
See him trying to get his offensive lineman set, get through the cadence.
And Jerry McGinn, I thought the rule was if the clock's rolling and there's 2 seconds or less on the clock, you can't spike the ball, right? Doesn't there have to be at least 3 seconds on the clock to even attempt a spike play?
That's if the clock
After
is
review,
starting.
the ball was still in the quarterback's hands with 0 seconds on the clock. By rule, the game is over.
There it is. The game is over. So Florida celebrates a win over a top 10 team. And a valiant effort from Arch Manning, Lewis.
Well, this is a heartbreaking loss. So many expectations for Texas, but you kind of like some of the things that Arch Manning showed you, especially in the second half. He's made of the right stuff. This is Florida's day.
So the Gators get the win by 8. 29-21 is your final. For Louis Riddick and Chris Button, I'm Bob Wischusen. Thanks so much for watching. So long from Gainesville. It's time for Texas Tech and Houston.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.